it may be working now. I don't know. We're going to find out. We are going to find out. Let me clean the lens real quick. All right, lens is cleaned. It's time to go. We wasted way too much time. Basically pissed away like half an hour. All right, guys, let's see. There's one thumbs up. Do me a favor, give me a thumbs up and give me a comm check, 5x5. Let me know things are operational. I would greatly appreciate it.
Turn left onto East Cloverleaf Drive, Market Road.
Then
turn left onto Market
lady.
Drive.
Hopefully that is not good. Check town honeys. Check. Flipping all the crazy switches. All right, so looks like I was able to get one person back. There was like 5 of you in here. Jordan's here. Good to go. I sound
turn left
good.
Onto Market Drive, then turn right onto US 58 West.
If the broom, safety and with a seatbelt, if the broom fits, fly it. Some cops have a sign up over here. That's hilarious. All right, so guys, I think I am currently in Greenville,
turn right onto
Virginia,
US 58 West.
Greenville County, Virginia. And I'm kind of skirting, driving from, right now I'm on Highway 58, and I'm currently skirting from east to west.
Continue on US 58
the North
West
Carolina
for
border.
35 miles.
Literally getting ready to cross over the 95 interchange. So those of you that are familiar with the road systems, how's the gas prices in Greenville? Looks like $3.13. I did see a place that was about 20-30 minutes back or east of here that was $3.09, but it was a little mom and pop's place. Sorry if I don't look at the screen for your chats right now, because I'm crossing over 95 and it's a little busy. If you guys are familiar with those little hubs that are on the highway crossing over these little towns. Let's see here. Got a quarter tank of gas. The trip odometer says I have 352 miles until I'm on empty. So we are golden. I've got some coffee. I got a Red Bull as a backup. We are headed down the road. I'll probably go as long as I can. I had 5G for a little while, and now I think I'm in 4G area. Looks like there's 80 here and 6 thumbs up. Do me a favor, give me that thumbs up. It brings people in. Also, in the chat, if we went to war with, or if Israel went to war last night and while I was asleep, I mean, like full on, not like cross the border stuff. I'm talking about like, boom, we're coming in. If they went to war last night, do me a favor, hit the type of number 1 in the chat. If they did not, type number 2 in the chat. That way I kind of know. And also, if you guys haven't figured out, these little YouTube games that we play help with bringing people into the feed, and it helps with the channel and helps to promote the channel and so on and so forth. It also pays for these little trips right here. The money that I'm spending today is all the money that I've ever earned through YouTube, and I'm not even YouTube monetized, but through all the little gadgets that I recommend to you guys, things like that. That's actually paying for this trip today. I woke up this morning, the girlfriend did not want me to leave. It was pretty nice that she didn't, but got to do what you got to do. Got to get that recon done. How is the weather, Jordan? It is very sunny right now. I wish there was a button for me to flip cameras. Ooh, there's something over there. What is that? Hold on, guys. Boop. Did it work? I don't think it worked. There we go. And there's the weather. It's freaking stupid autofocus. It never works. There we go. There's the weather, guys. It's actually pretty beautiful right now. We actually picked, I'm gonna go ahead and flip that back around real quick. We actually picked these dates because there's a holiday. What was it? The holiday that was 2 weeks ago, or the actual dates, November 10th through the 14th, and it's in a town called Nebo, North Carolina. It's in a state park, and well, I'll be showing you guys some video of it later, probably some snapshots. Basically, we're doing the recon site survey, checking things out. There's an overhead classroom. There's 20 camping sites. it's all good. It's all good. See how nice the greener trees are full fall here. Gotcha. Yeah, it's starting to turn brown here. You can see it in the different trees that are in the area. So it's going to be interesting. Okay, so it's Saturday. First and foremost, guys, if you have not done it yet, like and subscribe. If you like what I'm doing, you definitely want to be hitting those buttons. The second thing is, last night, apparently the Patreons expected me to do a live Discord that was not scheduled or expected. One, I guess I'm sorry. But two, thank you for wanting to talk to me. So we'll have to figure that out. You guys know that has been a scheduling problem for over 2 months now. So all I can do is tell you that I'm sorry, and that we will try and figure something out. I really would like to set up like something more robust for the. Know that for 99% of you, it's just you supporting the channel. I know that. I figured that out. You guys have told me that. You've basically said, hey, I'll throw money your way just however you want me to, and it's like, okay, well, I appreciate that, but I think that you should be getting, something for your $3 a month. I truly do. And I know it's almost petty. It's almost ridiculous. But I just feel bad. If somebody gave me $1 to wash their car, I would wash their car to the best of my ability, definitely, I wouldn't be vacuuming anything out, but I would definitely wash the car for $1. All right, so what's going to be our first subject today? I'm prepared to talk about anything. I've updated my brain on a few YouTube videos to try to bring me up to speed. Once again, I have not heard anything. I saw number 2 in there, so Israel has not lit that fire yet. So what's going to be our first subject today? I don't know what the delay is, but I know that there is one, so I'm going to be patient. And no, I'm not doing the whole damn song. But somebody, you just blurb it out, just like blah blah blah, and that's what we'll talk about. Come on, don't be slackers. I'm gonna sit here in quietness. Oh, we got a couple. Okay, what do we got here? Some trees are full, whatever you appreciated. Quick overview of what PrepStock is. Okay, I can do that. SF, next course of action. Ooh, that's a deep one, Jordan. Okay, so we already talked about PrepStock or PrepStock 2024, and we will be talking about it more because that's the purpose of this trip. But I'm not going to bore you with this, guys. The quickest overview, and we'll talk about more of it later. The quickest overview of PrepStock for 2024 is that it's going to be prepper camp, but it's going to be smaller. It's going to be dedicated classes. We don't want to have more than 50 people there. We know that some will show up as walk-ins, but we're preparing for that. But we do not want more than 50 people there. And the reason we don't is because we don't want it to turn into a vendor smorgasbord. And it's nice to be able to go to these things and buy some of the stuff. You can preppers have a big problem where they can't touch the stuff that they want to buy. They have to go on everybody's word, and then they have to decide where they're going to buy it, comparison shop, and all these things. It would be nice to have a prepper store where you could just touch, you know what I'm saying, and play with, and decide yourself what you wanted to spend your money on. And that's the draw to prepper camp, is that they have lots of vendors. Now, I'm here to tell you that the vendors that come are not super great. They really are not super great. There's some that are just generic, Army surplus. A lot of them are, hey, my what is it? A super quality, ferrule rods. And they really do work. But I mean, do you really, unless you're into bushcraft, do you really want to spend $32 on a ferrule rod? Things like that. There are people that will give you displays on on how to, skin a rabbit and do their tan their hides and stuff like that. And that's kind of cool. But those people are also in it for the money, not for the education, not for teaching or relaying that information to people. They say they are, but if that's why they were really there, then they probably wouldn't have a booth. They would just have, they would just be telling you how to do it, So we're trying to stay away from the vendors as much as we can. We will have some there. We have not decided on which ones are going to be there yet, but we have decided that there will be some vendors there because we have some setup stipulations that they have to follow that they probably won't like. But it is what it is. We're going to protect you guys. We're going to protect the people that show up, and we're going to make sure that the junk doesn't come through the door. Let's see, and that's really about it. It's all about camping and community and education. Those are our three major focuses for PrepStock. No, there will be no running, jumping in the mud and stuff like that. There is a lake, though. There is a lake. It might be too cold.
There's a speed trap ahead.
There's a speed trap ahead. I guss I better slow down then. Thank you, Google lady. Slowing down. Okay, I don't even know what the speed limit is here. I've been yammering on. All right, let's see. Let's see. What is your favorite carry? Okay, so I have a lot of subjects here. I'm going to go back to Jordan's question, though, about the next move for SF. I would believe, based off of what I've seen on the news so far, hold on a second here. Allergies. Had to pull over and take a pill about an hour ago and it hasn't kicked in yet. Super uber tasking. Okay. So the next move for Special Forces, probably in Gaza area. My guess is that they're probably being used in twofold. Now, first and foremost, guys, anybody who tells you that Special Forces are there to train and advise, no. Okay, that is one of their jobs. That is one of their team jobs. But that's not why they're there. We're talking about the Israeli Defense Force, guys. These guys live in war 24/7. It's their job. There's absolutely nothing our Special Forces can teach them. So don't fall into that trap. Those guys are there. They're going to be there probably for direct action and hostage rescue. The only reason they legitimately could be in the country and operating on foreign soil is, well, I don't want to get into the details, but the bottom line is that they're there to be used for hostage rescues. There's American citizens that have been turned into hostages, and that's why they're there. What they do while they're there, don't know. Couldn't tell you, wouldn't tell you. But I would say that would be the justification coin that both the Israelis as well as the DOD would use. Oh, speed limit sign. There we go. Good. Would use to justify them being there. All right. So who was that? I want to identify you. Who was that? Sully. What's your favorite carry gun? Glock. I won't give you a number because I have multiple ones there for all for different reasons. I do like the full-size Glock. I've been thinking about putting a red dot on it, simply because I had the opportunity to fire one of those $10,000 John Wick guns about 6 months ago, and it was a game changer. I've never used anything but fixed sights. I do like optics on rifles, but with that Wick gun, I just couldn't miss. And it's a game changer in a combat environment. Getting that sight picture or just firing from the front sight post is how I've been trained to do it. It's how I've been doing it for years. I'm not bad at it. On the Marine Corps side, if you know anything about our grading system, I've never achieved expert. With a pistol, I've always been sharpshooter, short of expert by a couple of points. On the rifle, that's not a big deal. That's fucking 18 years. or expert 18 times. You don't have to go to the range after a certain amount of time in the Marine Corps once you score for so many times. Anyway, Glock. You know, my philosophy on handguns are very simple. Handguns are a defensive weapon. It's that easy. If you've got a rifle, you should be using it, unless you're in an environment where it's non-permissible. It's just too small of a space. But your handgun is a defensive weapon. You know, this bullshit where you see these guys transitioning from rifle to pistol, that's great. But that means that you're in a situation where you have no cover, you have no concealment, you are taking rounds, and you have to return fire. There's not even time to lay down into defilade, find a piece of micro. There's no time for anything other than to drop your primary and pick up your alternate. That's it. That's what pistols are for. You know, it's like the scene from I want to say it. Damn, I can't remember. It was that what is his name? I guess I should have taken my power pill this morning. It's a Bruce Willis movie where he plays a Navy SEAL, and they're like, they're going silent. They're gonna have to take out this entire village of bad guys, and so their solution is to put silencers or suppressors on all of their pistols, and then go in with silenced or suppressed pistols and knives. You know, I'm surprised they didn't bring out like ninja stars and shit. I think there actually is a scene where they throw the knife. Anyway, but it's like, so that's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life, and that is not how SF actually works. That is a last. They have them. It's equipment. It's real. But it's not going to be something they're going to be taking out people with if they go into a village. You know, rifle. So, to go back to it, and my philosophy is simple: a pistol has to work out of the box, no questions asked. And the issue with Glocks is that they do have a tendency to have bad magazines. That's a 1 in 99 issue. So 99% of the magazines work perfectly. So yeah, Glock. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can't find another thing to talk about. No ferrule rod at Bic is. Here's the thing about ferro rods, guys. It's just another tool. That's all it is. You know, I have ferro rods. I do not have. I put my my checklist together, and I may actually, while I'm out at this site, I may actually do the recording of my get home bag. I threw it all together yesterday, double checked my list. And you know, there were things that I really wanted to put in it, but I was like, no, man, this is a get-home bag. This is not a bug-out bag. So I was throwing the bag together, double checking my list, shrinking everything, all the components down, and there's no ferro rod in there, you know. But there's like 3 or 4 Bic lighters, and you know, of course, yeah, I've got my personal fireballs in there. You guys have probably seen those. I love them. Because they weigh nothing and last forever. But I do have one Esbit cube in there. So I do have to cook anything that I don't want to light a fire. So, you know, my fire kit shrank significantly, and it does not have a ferro rod in it. As far as weight distribution goes, or weight in this thing, I did not weigh it, but I probably should have. But it's significantly lighter than a bug out bag. Important thing. Let's see, what do we got here? Got lots of people saying howdy. I need you guys to put some more subjects in there, and we will talk about those. Let's see here. Do they have to leave their career? What do you mean, Jordan? Who? I'm guessing you're talking about SF guys. Do they have to leave their career? Are you talking about the guys that got their picture taken? Is that what you're talking about? I will keep an eye out on the chat. The chat has stopped moving, so I do not know if, and the speed limit has, people are speeding past me, so I need to look for speed limit signs because I'm probably going way too slow. Let's see here. I guess we'll wait. Jordan O'Neill, it looks like you deleted what you were typing. Good morning. Well, good morning, Bob. Good to see you, bro. JB, we got West Virginia Pappy. And you know what? Let me, while you guys are typing in there, I'm going to scroll all the way to the top. Looks like Hicktown Honey was first. And Jordan was number 2. All right, let's see here. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get something in the chat. If you want to go to PrepStock 2024, November 10th through the 14th, type 1 in the chat. I'll wait. It's a beautiful day. And I'm wondering about the chat. I got 16. I had to ask, but that branch you serve in. Oh, I was in the Marines. 20 years Marines active duty. I did 10 years where the water is black. I'm sorry, I did 1 year where the water is black. And then I did 12 years with the as a DoD contractor. So, 33 years. Let's see if JB's picking that up, picking up what I'm laying down. Okay, so Jordan says yes. Okay. All right, so do they have to go, is their career over? No, their career is not over. I'm sure that that their leadership is weighing what has happened, but it's tricky because once you go that far, okay, once you go into Delta, which is what we're being told, we're presuming these guys. If these guys are Delta, they'll probably be like, hey, you guys can keep going if you want to, but if not, you can go back to regular SF. You know, I think that once they've tasted that, you know, working in the JSOC realm, you know, tasted the freedom that these guys have, the missions that they get, I think that they would probably just move their families to the desert, just move their families, and get rid of all their Facebook pages and oh, whatever, you know. I mean, now they probably could walk away if they wanted, just request the transfer back to another unit, and then that would be it. There is a possibility that the Army or the SOCOM could say, guys, you've been compromised. We're sorry, but that's it. You know, basically, you know, a lot of people don't really understand that everybody in the military serves at the behest of the president. It's that easy. There's no way around it. So they could literally be told that your time with Delta is over. We're going to move you back to SF. They'll probably make them some super high-speed trainer in some super high-speed school and give them all sorts of accolades and help them towards making their lives easier towards retirement. The military does do that all the time. In fact, in the Marine Corps, once you get past 18 years, you go into what they call sanctuary, where nobody can touch you. You can get yourself in all sorts of trouble, and they can't kick you out. They can't fire you. They can't do anything to you. They could send you to some frickin', you know, radar base in Alaska or something, but you're not going. They can't kick you out. You will receive your retirement. Let's see. That was my first guess. Jordan O'Neill, gotta run. Safe travels. We'll talk to you later, Bradley. Talk to you later. All right, guys. So do me a favor. You need to put something. I need at least 3 subjects in the chat so that we can continue this conversation. Looks like I have 13 miles until I turn south and head towards the North Carolina state line. In the interim, we're going to need those 3 subjects. I only need 3 of you to step up. There's 14 of you and 12 thumbs up. If you've not hit that, if you've not smashed that like button yet, now is the time to do it. While you are doing that, let's see, if you were, oh shit, the sun isn't really, if you're bug out, do you bring your pets? Yes. Yes, I do. In my particular case, I actually have 2 pets. You know, the funny thing is so one's a cat and one's a dog. And the cat, she could fend for herself. Her breed has the genetic makeup to actually hunt. So she is not fully domesticated. She used to eat moles and birds and bugs all the damn time. We pretty much let her out in the morning and she was gone all day. And then, you know, she would come back to the door in the evening and go to sleep. But, so we could really leave the cat if we wanted to. Like right now, my bug out location is kind of inoperable. I'm kind of I'm kind of in a dilemma right now, but it's more of a family-oriented issue than anything else. But I think over time it will fix itself. So as far as the dog goes, yes, we would definitely take the dog. And to be completely honest with you guys, it has a lot to do with the girlfriend. I would not be able to live with this woman if we left our dog. And that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Cold says, Hulk smash. Don't break your phone now, man. Don't break your phone. Let's see. But yeah, and you know, there's the dog actually has its own pack. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these things. Are like saddlebags for dogs. If you do buy one, I want to say that the best brand that I use is, I want to say the brand is called Rough Tech or something like that. You guys can look that up. You know, I really do need, I don't think I have a section for animals in my Amazon links. But if I do, then I probably put it in there. But yeah, make sure that you, if you're going to do that, make sure that you get a, what is it, measure the dog. Like, get the damn tape measure out. And if you guys are preppers and you don't have a tape measure, like a seamstress tape measure, then you're really screwing up, because lots of things that we have to measure are things that we put on our bodies, and it would be the same thing for the animal in this case. And seamstress tape measures just come in handy. You know, I mean, they don't take up any space whatsoever. They don't weigh squat, you know, so having one is just smart. You can normally pick one up for like $1.50 or $2, you know. I know Walmart sells them, but anyway, so measure your dog, get them the appropriate size pack or saddle bags as they're called, and I think it's Rough Tough or Tough Rough, but the whole idea is that the name of the brand, they're using like roof, like a dog, but rough and tough, you know. So look that up, get the appropriate size, and I make my dog carry their own water, their own food, and a collapsible bowl. And then what I will also do too is I have to carry some of that stuff too. So it's a pain, but it is what it is. The good news is dogs on the move won't eat as much as a docile dog, or my docile dogs. If you guys ever want to see how I do that, believe it or not, I had another YouTube channel before I had this one. It was, if you guys look it up, it's The Retired Hiker, and there's only a handful of videos on it, and the channel never really blew up, but I've got a video that's got like, I don't know, like 30,000 views on it. But go to one of the videos. I used to take my old dog, who I had to give up, is in that video, or in those videos. and he had a pack, and you can see where his water bottles. I would, excuse me. He carried 2 water bottles, and because he was a bigger dog, he carried 2 water bottles, and I would carry his food and his bowls. And I had these 2 collapsible bowls. You know, the blue ones for water, the green ones for food, and then his dog food would be in Ziploc bags in my pack. And guys, that can, depending on how far you're going or how far you think you got to go, that does pick up a little bit of weight. My tape measures are made by Milwaukee. Gotcha. Well, that sounds like they're going to last forever. But yeah, definitely get a pack for your dog. That way you're not carrying any more weight than you have to. You know, and in fact, that kind of leads me to something I'll have to tell you guys about. This, what is it? Here in the next week or so, we're going to go on a vacation. And on that vacation, we're taking the dog too. On that vacation, we found this place that is just unbelievable. It's like $170 a day. It's an entire house. It's in the Shenandoah Valley. Jacuzzi, well, not jacuzzi, hot tub. Let me get around this truck real quick. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And what we're going to do is we're going to go hiking every day. The first hike is going to be a light hike. Honestly, because we're going to be taking the girlfriend's son, and I don't think he's ever done anything like this before, and he's more of a video game type kid, if you know what I'm saying. So he's a good kid, smart as a whip, but I don't even know, like, does that make you smart? It's like, smarter, smarter, smarter. Ah! I'm not sure if that's how that works, but it sounded fun to do. But anyway, great, 45 miles an hour. I just pulled in front of this truck, tap my brakes, let it know I'm slowing down to kill my cruise control. I'm in Broadnax, Virginia. Yes, that place. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and slow down. There we go. Foot on the gas. Let's reset the cruise control. Take a sip of the coffee. Well, we're going to do that, and then if he takes to it, mile loop through the mountains, and there's a couple in the area. Damn, speed limit 35. Really got me slowing down here. I'm going to be turning left onto the highway to head south in 5.2 miles. But we will be taking Penny with us regardless, and so, you know, we have to really watch out, like, how the difficulty level of the trail. Is it rocky? Are there scrambles? And not have a harness, so I would not be able to carry her unless there was like some kind of emergency where I just had to do it with my hands. But I wouldn't be able to like hook her to my back and scramble up rocks. But that's not a cop. That's just an old cop car. But those are things to think about if you're going to bug out with your dogs or with your pets. You know, obviously cats are an easy fix. You guys can buy these attachments for your packs that hook to where your they call it the brain of a pack, but some people call it the crown. But you can on hiking packs where that is detachable, you can hook like a cat box. Excuse me, to the top of that pack. Whoa. So now you know that. I think we've covered that subject pretty thoroughly. Man, I don't know what's going on with these allergies. Let's go ahead and check the chat real quick. We'll see what we got here. The Retired Hiker. Yes. It's actually a pretty interesting channel. That's where I actually became a water drop affiliate. To me, the water drops are the best small water filters on the market. Their bags are unbelievable. Their gravity bags are unbelievable. You only pick them up for somewhere between $25 and $30. When I got the bag, it was $19.99. That's why I really fell in love with the product. The filters filter out more water, or last longer than the Sawyers do, but they do the same job. And they have a better flow through rate, and they're easier to back flush. So overall, just a better product. If you guys are interested, I do carry those in my Amazon store. There is a link in the description when you guys get a chance. check that out. I think it's just in water. I really need to go through and like relabel. I was having too much fun with all the classifications. You know, it's like, you know, like for anything that cuts, or it was like sharp stuff or pointy stuff or stabby stab or something like that. But anyway, if you guys get a chance, check that out. Let's see here. What do you use for navigation on car trips? It really depends. Quick story, this damn GPS. I was in the Suffolk area this morning around 5 a.m. And if you're familiar with Google Maps, while you're navigating with Google Maps, the speed limit is about to change. It not only shows you the blue line that you're supposed to be following on the map, but it also shows you what they call the turn-by-turn instructions up at the top of the screen. So I'm in the Suffolk area, and the blue line is telling me to take an exit. But the turn-by-turn instructions on the top of the screen is telling me that I'm not going to be taking turning onto an exit for another 5.3 miles. So I'm like, oh, well, crap, which one of these do I trust? Because I'd actually never used that route before. I normally drive, just because I know the route so well and the highway so well built, I normally just drive down the southern section of the southern route of, 64, all the way from, 64, 264, and then freaking all the way down to the bottom of Chesapeake, cross back up, and then start to head west. So I kind of just do it basically like by the seat of my pants, because I know those roads. But this time I was like, I'm going to trust the GPS, because it's saying it's going to save me 19 minutes. And that's not bad. That's not bad. You know, every GPS or Google Maps time is actually just add 10 minutes to everything. So I figured that's not bad. But it did that to me this morning, so I ended up taking the business route through Suffolk. And that, you know, I don't know that I lost any time, but it definitely wasn't fun. So what is going on here? This guy's going really slow. Oh, I think I'm getting up here to my turn. Yes, I'm going to be turning in 0.9 miles, continue 85 south. Oh yeah, I remember this intersection. They got a big old Walmart here. They got the Starbucks that I hate. Got me a Bojangles, got me an Arby's, we got an Applebee's, got all sorts of gas. This is a great little spot, little hub right here. I do like the fact that they've got a Walmart buried off in the corner, full up Walmart. And it has a auto place in it too, so if something went wrong. But I look at stuff like that when I drive and kind of take a mental note, because it's always good to know where logistical assets are while you are driving. Don't care about the self-storage. What if the GPS is going to yell at me at 0.6 miles? It's been talking so far, so 5, they've got a 5, guys. Can't complain about that. They've got a Shell Pilot. Looks like a little bit of everything. Got me some Bojangles. There are 0 complaints for this area. I think this would be like where I would stop and get gas if I needed it, but I'm still well over half a tank. All right, I don't think this is my turn. This is not 0.4 miles. We're going to keep going here. 0.4 miles, 85 south, towards Durham.
In a quarter mile, use the right lane to take the I-85 south ramp to Durham.
That's the route I use down there. Gotcha. All right, let me go ahead and get focused on exiting here. There's a big old truck in front of me.
Use the right lane to take the I-85 south ramp, then merge onto I-85 south.
Yes, ma'am. She's so demanding. Speaking of navigation, the other thing that I'll actually use is I have actually a standard Garmin that I'll use on trips. But what I found is that when I have both of them running, they'll try and send me in different directions. And then I'm in a dilemma. It's like, it's good to have options. It's good to have options. But, you know, it's like when one tells you to turn left and the other tells you to go straight, it's like, which one's right? I mean, you'll get there eventually, but which one's right? And why is it telling me to go in a different direction? And normally that's because,
Continue on I-85
you know, Google
south
has
for 8
live
miles.
traffic alerts, stuff like that the Garmin doesn't have. But that technology is fixing itself pretty well. All right, 7.8 miles. I'm going to be getting off on the left side. Let's see here. May have to throw the sunglasses on, so I definitely will not be seeing that text. But yeah, the Garmin, you know, I had one of the last times I was in Germany. It was during the winter, and we had a Garmin. You've got it down. If you're going to take it over there, you got to download all the maps and all that other stuff. But I do recommend that you always have maps. You should always, like, if you're going to go anywhere, you can go to Google, like Google Maps on these phones, and download the map for the area that you're going to be in. That way, if you lose cellular signal, it'll still triangulate you roughly and keep you going with the GPS chip that's in the phone. Sometimes it's a little wonky, but it'll get you there. So our hotel was on this mountain, and we were coming back from work, and we're like, hey, let's take the alternate route. So we took the alternate route, and we're going up through this little town, and we know it's at the top of the mountain, so we know as long as we're going up, we're going to be fine in some way. It was getting dark, and the GPS was taking us up this mountain, and the road went from a standard 2-lane road to a one-lane road to a dirt road to a snowmobile path. And the snow was getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and you could hear it rubbing against the bottom of the car. And we knew if we stopped, we were screwed. So we just kept using the car as like a plow. There's no one out there. And we just kept going. And sooner or later, we just rolled over the top of this crest, and there was our hotel in the distance. And we just took that snowmobile trail all the way to the hotel. People saw us coming in. It's like, was that you? It's like, yeah, that was us, damn Garmin. But I figured you guys get a kick out of that story. Let's see here. That's the route. Okay, we talked about that. Let's see here. And then there are other apps that I use for different pieces of navigation. For instance, there's one that's called, you use it for trails. It's called All Trails. There's a free version, and then there's the premium version. I use the free version. It works just fine. It'll tell you where all the parking lots and all the trails are pretty much in the United States. I've never pointed it at Europe before. All this talking's making my throat hurt. All right, I'm going to have to go back up and let's see here. That's when you need a flare gun. Yeah. Yeah, you need to learn how to call 911 in German. Let's see. But, you know, I mean, trust your gear. That's all part of trusting your gear. And, you know, it's like this morning. If I had trusted the GPS, it's like which part of the GPS or the map am I going to trust? Am I going to trust the instructions that are written, or am I going to trust the blue line? I chose the blue line. It wasn't a mistake, but it probably could have been better if I kept going straight. Man, my throat is killing me. I think the speed limit is 65. I'm just going to settle in here for a second. Hello, son. I'm going to have to throw the sunglasses on. Oh, damn, you just wrote me a paragraph that I have to read now. Cool, Colt. Let's see here. In SHTF, I feel a prepper map would be the best for navigating, or paper map. Yes, I do have. It's really hard to read. was the aha moment that made you start prepping is also a question in there. He just took care of all my preps, Cool Cole. All my prepper questions. All right, so paper maps, a definite must. For the area that I live in, I do have actually printed out maps that are laminated, that are in a place. But for these kind of trips, it's good to have an almanac. But the truth is that our technology surpasses those things, and we would literally need an EMP to make these things stop working, and that's still in the low probability of happening. I mean, it gets worse every day, but today, not so much. I also have another phone. I have a backup phone that I can run that would use nothing but cell towers to triangulate, and it's loaded with offline maps, so I could use that. But you know, and there's obviously the Garmin that I was just talking about. We could pull that out and use that if we really wanted to. Let's see, 1.7 miles, and I am banking left. I'm confused. I'm on a highway that doesn't seem to have anything left. It's probably just a stupid bended road. But if I look at my map, then it's going to get stupid on me. The stream will stop for a second. It'll cut out. All right, truck, why are you doing this? Does it get bigger if I do that? No, it does not. Son of a bitch. All right. 1.1 miles. 903, exit 4. I don't know that I'm doing that. I'm going to have to stare at this tiny little screen that's in the corner of my phone right now. And to answer your question, Coco, what was my aha moment? I would say, all right, I think I'm done. The coffee is not helping. I think it's time to move to the Red Bull. It might coat my throat a little better. It's like 5.2 miles to the North Carolina border. So my
in half a mile, keep left to stay on I-85 South.
Okay. I'll do that. Let's see. My aha moment was in 2008 when we had another president who completely failed our nation.
Keep left to stay on I-85 South.
Who did everything in his power to turn us into a socialist country. Who did everything in his power.
Continue on I-85 South for 20 miles.
Okay, thank you. Who did everything in his power to destroy our economy, destroy the middle class. But if you guys didn't know, the middle class is what America's about. The middle class is the American dream. You know, 2 cars, 2.5 kids, a wife, a house, a job, a stable job, a pension. And that's what it means to be in the middle class. And old B-Rock did everything in his power to destroy that. So in 2008, that's when I was like, what is going on? We should all be ready for this. This is not going to end well. Little did I know that this plan was for his plan basically failed when the old Trumpster got in. You know, we became prosperous, we took a breath, we could stop prepping so hard. But then that all ended. And then it was back on the current course of destroying the middle class. That was my aha moment in 2008. When I saw what this man was doing, what his administration was doing. And I hope that answers your question. Let's see here. Rand McNally has always been my co-pilot. Oh yeah, it's good to go. I really do need to keep one in here. I literally just updated from the last time I was at Prepper Camp. I picked up one of these. You guys have probably seen this in one of my other videos. I picked up one of these, and so now I'm actually keeping it, instead of in the back, I'm actually keeping it right here on the side pouch. I got like a little, there's basically like a cup holder in the door down by your foot on this vehicle. It fits perfect in there with my work gloves. All right, 20 miles. Okay, we're good. I can talk all I want. And that Red Bull did help my throat a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get around. I'm kind of drafting on this truck right now. I'm going to go ahead and get around him real quick. I don't really want to go any faster. I think the speed limit right now is 70. So we're just going to put a couple ticks on the cruise control and slip right past this big guy. People trying to run me over, man. I swear to God. Some people, it's like, why are you trying to go so damn fast? It looks like he's got at least 2 other people now by himself. It's like, why do you need to drive, 90 miles an hour in a 70? Why is that necessary? Why is it necessary for you to freaking... Yeah, he's got his wife in the car. What a fucking loser. Driving like a moron. I'm like an old crotchety old fart now. You know that? We're going to go ahead and slow down a hair back to where we need to be. Let's see, Alan showed up. Alan, hopefully you're feeling better today, bro. I want to talk a little bit about somebody that reminded me yesterday why we actually have a Patreon. Why we have such a tight-knit community within the Patreon. Because it was like, I hate to bother you, but I need help. And that's never a bother. I wanted to tell that person right now, that's never a bother.
Welcome to North Carolina.
Woohoo! Welcome to North Carolina, guys. The first town is Norlena. That's funny. But anyway, and so within minutes, we were able to help this person out, and within seconds of me asking, greatly appreciated. And this is why the Patreon community is so tight. If you're not a Patreon, well, it is what it is, guys. You're adults, you spend your money how you want to, but this weekend you're going to buy $30 worth of junk. Almost guarantee it. And I want you to think about that if you're not a Patreon. You're going to spend $30 on junk this weekend. It's either going to be fast food, or it's going to be something that you think is going to help you in your preparedness journey, or it's going to be something that you're just going to grab on the impulse aisle. The kid's going to play the I Want It game or something. We all know you're going to do it. But for that amount of money, you could be a Patreon for an entire year. So I recommend you take a look at that. It's one of the ways to support the channel. There is a link in the description. I recommend you take a good hard look at that, because the payoff on that is basically almost $100 in consulting is what you actually get. So let that sink in for a while. Once again, back to the main story. I'm glad that the person we could help got help so quickly, and I'm glad that the person who helped in that network helped so quickly. So superstars all the way around. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to transition off of that and look at the chat. Let's see here. Whenever he was at risk to succeed, Joe was around to get him back on course. I don't know about that. I think that Joe is just the white guy in the room, to be honest with you. I think they spend more time trying to derail our economy. They spent more time trying to focus on diversification. And I don't mean money-wise. You guys know what I mean. Joe has never been that sharp. He's always been somebody's puppet. And I hate to talk to him about his gaffes, because everybody knows that he was born with a speech impediment, which is great that he overcame. But it always comes out when he's tired or stressed. And at 83 years old, he's always tired and stressed, which is why you never get to see the guy speak. Unless it's, I've never seen a grown man, I understand he's a grandfather. Okay, I'm a grandfather myself. I have 15 grandchildren, but you'll never hear me say, they'll get upset if I say something. I'm not allowed to do that. And I know that he's speaking like an old geezer. That's what he's talking. He's not saying, he's not saying that he will get in trouble, because he won't. He's the president. Oh, they're going to yell at me if I answer that question. I don't think the president of the United States has such a mentality that he's in this room and he's going to be like, you shouldn't have done that. And he's going to be like, okay. No, I don't think that has anything to do with, Joe's persona. That is not, because at 83 years, once you hit about 50, your give an F meter is pegged. So I'm pretty sure that's not happening. But he's speaking like an old geezer. He's making the country look really bad, and he did that for years. He was just a mouthpiece, He was an attack dog. But here's the thing about attack dogs, guys, and I know because I used to be a hammer for the military. I used to be a hammer for the government. It's that's what you are, until you realize it. That's what you are. Even in that world, as you move up into management and even higher management, you're still just a hammer. That's all you are. And you know what they say about hammers, everything looks like a nail. So what do we got in here? There's no way you can't afford $3 a month. Yeah, exactly. I went to the ROFO. If you guys don't know what ROFO is, it's a Virginia thing. It's Royal Farms, East Coast. They're kind of like a Wawa. And I picked up a sausage, egg, and cheese croissant, freshly cooked, packaged, and in the warming tray for $4.25. So anybody who's pinching pennies and eating like that, then I don't know what to tell you. There's no logic in your game. And I'm not saying that to be mean, I just think it's funny. I get that a lot, I do get a lot of people who contact me and ask for help. And I help them as much as I can, but the thing is, as you get older, you realize that your time is very important because you're running out of it. I'll still live for another 20 years. I'm not worried about it, but I would like to live that measured 20 years, I wouldn't say that I won't waste a second more of my life, but I definitely don't think I definitely won't waste, 15 minutes of my life. And helping somebody to get started in preparedness, that's a commitment of time, that's a couple hours out of my life to help that one person get started to plan their preparedness journey for them. It's not just giving them like, hey, go read this, or hey, go do that. It's actually like, hey, okay, so answer about 75 questions so we can figure out what's going on. Then let's do a threat assessment and find out what your biggest threat in your area is. And then let's start to prepare for that. And so that's work. And people think that they'll just send you an email and then you'll give up 3 hours of your life for them. Now, 15 minutes, no problem. But anything beyond that, you start to go into like consulting time, and that's what I try to stay away from, because I can help more people when I don't get locked into consulting. People who sign up for that Patreon, you guys might want to go back. There's so many things that you didn't look at because you were just supporting the channel. I would definitely go back and check out that stuff. Let's see, what time you can't buy or barter for more. Absolutely. Time stands still for no man. That's the original quote. Oh man, there you go. Let's see here. Joe Sundowns, he has Alzheimer's. Very cool. Viking Queen, good to see you, lady. I've been seeing you more and more in the videos and as well as the chats, and I appreciate it. Let's see. Matter of fact, you should message me sometime because I'm really curious to find out how your business is going. Don't type here unless it's good. Matter of fact, if it's going good, put it. See if the algorithm will let you put a link to your business in the chat. And if so, you guys should go there and check out her business. What do we got here? 5.7 miles and I'm turning. I'm surprised Jester has not messaged me yet. He may have. I can't see anything else on my phone right now. I'm surprised Jester has not messaged me and said, where you at, man? Where you at? If you guys are just joining in, I am on my way to Nebo, North Carolina, to do the site survey and area reconnaissance of the site for PrepStock 2024. That's the purpose of this road trip, and I figured why not? The Patreons wanted me to do a live Discord last night, but that wasn't on the schedule, so I'm doing this now. I shared the live to him. Ah, there you go. He's probably asleep. He's probably asleep. I think they've put him back on the day shift. Something has happened. I tried to talk to him yesterday, and his schedule was all mixed up, so I guess I'll find out later today. The plan is for me to show up. We're going to eat lunch at the diner that they have the I was going to say where they have the food at. So one of the things that you get when you buy your tickets, and I'm not sure if it's the advanced tickets or if it's the regular tickets. I'm going with the advanced tickets right now because I really want you guys to get the advanced tickets and save a little bit of damn money. You know what? I really need a throat lozenge because all this talking is giving me the. Oh, let's see here. I've been live for over an hour now. Wow, that's pretty interesting. And my phone has nothing's glitched out. This is freaking awesome. This is good vibes, man. This is good vibes. In the advanced tickets, as I know it right now, you actually are going to get a $5 meal kit per ticket for, we're calling it the 1111 breakfast at this diner that I'm going to right now. It's what is it? 1 egg, 1 toast, 1 coffee, 1 meat. And I don't know if that's bacon or sausage, but it's a very basic breakfast, you know. And then from there you can add on to it. It's basically a $5 value. So it's something simple, it's something fast, and it's something that you get with the ticket. So once again, if you don't have your PrepStock tickets yet, you probably need to get them quickly. But yeah, I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to actually eat that meal here in the next 24 to 48 hours anyway. That's not my exit, is it? No, 2.3 miles. And Raleigh, 2 miles. Let's see, and take pictures of that so that you see what it is. And then we're going to put that on the website, prepstock.net. And like I said, all the different things. We're also going to be doing, talking to some of the local businesses. I know that there's a gun shop, and I know that there is like a preparedness store in the area. So we're going to go talk to those guys and see if they would like to join in our merry little fun in a year. Let's see here. We had a late live last night, laugh out loud. Yeah, he told me he was going to be doing that. Hopefully he generated some tickets from that live. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We all have different schedules, and we're still in the planning phases. We haven't like totally joined in our efforts to make this happen. And if you guys didn't know this, this is not a one-off, guys. We're going to do this, and if it grows, we're going to go pick another spot that's even bigger. So just FYI. Let's see. The $3 is worth the good morning. The good morning alone. Always have a great way to start the day. I got you, Cool Cold. I appreciate that. Yeah, I always try to do that.
In half a mile, keep right at the fork to stay on I-85 South.
Yes, ma'am. She's going to do more talking, guys. So I will stop talking when she begins to talk. She's a little pushy. Stay on the road. There we go.
Keep right at the fork to stay on I-85 South.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, my God. Oh, right. South Henderson, Durham. Okay, I literally didn't even have to change.
Continue on I-85 South for 44 miles.
That makes it easy. Oh, goodness. All right, let's see here. What Cool Cold said. Oh. Okay. So, let's see here. I shared it with him. Can you buy or barter for more? Oh, I'm sorry. That was time. Okay. We're also going to try and do a barter town. And a barter town is where basically you bring your stuff that you want to barter with. It could be ammo pouches or packs or water purification. It could be silver and gold. It could be, steak knives. It could be anything that you want to barter with. And the general idea is that that's what you do. Most people don't know how to barter. 99% of the people that I work with on a daily basis don't even know how to haggle. And haggling is a lost art form because you can do it in most places. As long as you are personable, as long as you are straight to the point, as long as you're not a bullshit artist, you can pretty much haggle on a lot of different things. So we're going to try and do the barter town and see if that works. We're going to be basically stealing that from another friend of mine, and we're going to try and make that work. That is going to have a lot to do with the site that we select tonight, or that we've selected, or where we can actually conduct it. Because the camping area is separated. It's all walking camping, but it's not that bad. We'll probably walk that path either today or tomorrow. Get some footage of that as well. But the whole thing just sounds super awesome to me. But we're going to get the whole barter town effort locked into place on paper, planned out, so that people understand, why is this guy doing this? I hate when people just slow down for no reason. We're in the 70-mile-an-hour zone. This guy just slowed down to like 50 for no reason other than to wipe the boogers off his face or something. All right, back up to 70. There we go. Anyway, and then I'm thinking we might try a potluck dinner on the first night. The general idea is that you are camping. You did walk-in camping. And that should be the focus. That way we don't have to worry about feeding you. Now we are... All right, guys, you're killing me, man. These guys are stupid. It's like he just is slowing down for no reason. But we're going to try and possibly do a potluck. We're going to start planning it out. A potluck dinner on the first night, which I believe is a Friday. And then, that way you don't have to worry about like food spoiling and all this other stuff. And that'll take care of that. And then we're also going to look at seeing if we can't get some vendor trucks to come in and support the effort. Nothing crazy, because we do. There are some requirements that the site requires. It's like you can't do this, that, and the other thing, that kind of thing, that could hinder that. But for the most part, I think that we can pull that off. I think we can make that happen. Let's see. All right, let's see here. So you guys, Bartertown is a lot of fun. What's up, Eagle Lover? Haven't seen you in a while. But yeah. All right, guys. So running out of stuff to gab about. Still running a live stream. I need your help. So I need you guys to post me some subjects down there in the comments down there in the comments. We can talk about questions that you have. A subject, maybe just type that, whatever the subject is, and then we can go from there. I cannot believe I've been talking this long, that my voice is still working, which is kind of scary. I don't know in what way, but those are the words that just came out of my mouth. Chili cook-off between you and Jester, laugh out loud. West Virginia Pappy, he's bringing up some old school stuff. First and foremost, I make better chili. Secondly, when I make chili, it's actually the chili that I have made and canned, like pressure can, like real pressure can chili. In fact, I had some of that last week. I'm still eating that stuff. I probably need to eat it. But anyway, we could, we could do that. That is not a bad idea, West Virginia Pappy. That is not a bad idea. Because I would make the shit out of some chili. No joke. No joke. We're gonna put that on the list. We're gonna put that on the list. I'll talk to Jester about that today. Let's see. That's an excellent idea. We got eagle lovers. I've been on all of them. You just don't see me hiding in the tree. In the tree. I got you, eagle lover. What do we got here? I volunteer to be a judge. Doesn't work that way. Everybody's a judge. So what we would do, this is how I would do it. Sorry about that. That's the allergies kicking in. The pill is not working. You know what? I've driven back into North Carolina. That's probably the problem. All right, so here's how I would do it. Definitely, we got to bring our chili. It's got to be warm enough to eat. Doesn't matter what you do before that, but it's got to be presented in a way to eat it warm. And then we got to get like those little serving cups and little plastic spoons. And then you get two little cups with one spoon, and you have to you do that, and then we'll have like little voting cards. Okay? Little voting cards. And you'll vote, and then you drop it in the box. And then at the end of the day, or whenever, we count up the votes in front of everybody, and we find out who made the best chili. I think that's the best way to do it. I still need subjects, guys. I still need subjects. Help me out here. I may have to kill this, depending on what the traffic is like. I mean, I know I'm getting closer to driving around the northern edge of Charlotte. So the traffic might get too crazy for me to be able to do a live stream, and I might have to kill it, but we'll worry about that when that happens. Let's see, how do you feel about natural herbs as medicines? Who asked that? Chester Master. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that, but here's the thing. One of the problems that natural herbs have is that they're slow. You know, let me give you a perfect for instance. So if you use, oil of sage, you can put that on a toothache, and that will help your toothache. Or you can take some Tylenol or ibuprofen, and that will solve some of your problems, but you can also buy some Absorbing Junior and put that directly on your tooth and gums, and that will numb the pain like that. I think it has everything to do with your operational environment. If you're in an environment where you have to function at peak levels, I'm not going to worry about the stuff that is going to just work super slow or is going to, you know what I'm saying? I need to fix the problem now because I'm in a bad situation. Now, if I'm just hanging around the house and I'm not doing nothing, and I don't have any Absorbing Junior or Tylenol or acetaminophen or ibuprofen, then I'm going to, I'm going to go to the oil of sage. So it's kind of like that. It's the same thing with treating infections in a bad scenario, specifically a bug out scenario, or in a grid down SHTF scenario. I'm not going to be worrying about what I'm going to be grinding up to consume or rub on my body. I'm going to go right to my Jace case. I do have drugs from also Jace Medic, or was it Contingency Medical. I'm going to be going right to that. I'm going to be referencing the books that come with the cases, and I'm going to be applying those antibiotics like that, because the herbals are not going to do the job that I need them to do as quickly as possible. Now, in a pinch, there's obviously herbal remedies out there that will help my body to fight off whatever an infection is, or disease, or whatever it may be. But once again, it's a case-by-case thing. It's situational. But yes, I do believe in the herbal remedies. I keep in my in my refrigerator. I keep some fire cider. The second I feel off, I start taking that fire cider, 2 tablespoons per day for 3 days. I'm sorry, 3 times a day until you're better. It normally will instantly, like inside of a day, whatever it was ailing you is gone. And then there's also what is it? I think it's honey and I can't remember the spice. If you know the spice that I'm talking about, put it in the chat. You can make this mixture of honey and this spice / herb. Man. It's right on the tip of my tongue. I can see the bottle in my hand, or in my mind. Whatchamacallit, you can make that, and then that will basically boost your immune system. It's really, really good. I do keep some of it inside my pantry. When you're making it, it takes about a month to make it, but you have to burp it like every day to let the gases out that are forming inside of it, because there's a honey fermentation process with that herb. Garlic and turmeric. No, that's not it. That is not it. But that's a great combination. It's funny too, because the herbs that will make your immune system stronger or help you to fight off disease or sickness, you can mix them all together. You can mix them all together. You know what I'm saying? There's not a one you can't mix with the other. To create these concoctions that will just make your immune system strong as hell. Damn it, I can't remember. It's not ginger, it's not garlic, it's not turmeric. It's green. It could be oregano. I think it might be oregano. Yeah, I think it's oregano and garlic. But, I'm sorry, oregano and honey. All right, you slackers, there's 13 people in here. If you haven't smashed that like button, now is the time. If you're new to the channel, now is the time to subscribe. I'm edging up. I'm getting close to Stovall, North Carolina. And I'm running out of things to talk about. Let's see here. So put something in the chat for me. Let's keep this going. Oxford, Clarksville. I've done oil of oregano, but not with honey. Gotcha. Well, the honey is, you don't do the oil, it's ground oregano. And you use the ground oregano. Well, it's not ground. I would say that it's chopped oregano. And then what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to let it set for a month, burp it every day. After about 2 weeks, you don't have to burp it as much. But now you basically have this medicine that's going to last like a long time. Because we know honey doesn't go bad. Alright. No subjects, huh? No subjects. You guys are slacking, man. You're just sitting at work, tiki on your little computers, and listening to me in the background, not paying attention to me. Starting to feel lonely and unappreciated. It's either that or you're all typing like massive paragraphs. I'm going with that. I'm going to go with that. That's what I think's happening. I want to check my app and see what my ETA is, but I don't know. I heard honey is a natural antiseptic. It is. It's an antibacterial. But you can put honey on a wound. There's actually a study, it came out of Africa a few years back, where the doctor treated open wounds with nothing but sugar for a year. And then basically what happens is they just pack the wound with sugar, and then every day he would rinse it out and then repack it with sugar, and the wounds healed with very little scarring, and it killed all the infection that's inside the wound. So it does work. I would definitely look it up before I try to do it, but it does work. Honey does the same thing. But once again, you know, honey doesn't crystallize. Well, honey will crystallize. You guys have seen that. But the crystals are huge, and you could probably do more damage than anything else. I wouldn't use honey on like an open wound. Little slices and cuts, probably no problem. You could probably put some honey on it and then cover it with a bandage, and you wouldn't have any problems. What about diabetics? Oh wow, I don't know that would actually affect diabetics, you know, because it's not about sugar, it's about insulin with diabetics. So I don't know that putting honey or sugar in a wound would affect your insulin levels. And then as far as consumption of honey as a medicine, I honestly don't know. It has natural sugars in it, so that would affect your insulin levels. That's a tough question. I bet a diabetic should know that. I'm not a diabetic, so I don't know that. I'm also not a doctor, so I wouldn't even take a guess at that unless I'd actually read some paper on it, which I have not. But that's a great. That's something I never thought about, Pappy. That's something I've never thought about before. I do have a daughter who's a diabetic, and she is insulin dependent, you know, so basically she's got a stash and ways of keeping it cool. One of the things that you can do is you can buy one of those, Walmart sells them, they used to sell them for about $35, $40. They're little, like little niche office refrigerators. They're just big enough to put a 6-pack of Coke in. 6-pack of cans. They're that small, but they have an adapter for running off a 12-volt system in your car. Really, lady? You're gonna tailgate me? I'm in the slow lane, and you're gonna tailgate me. These are the dumb people in the world. It's like she's staring at me like, you need to get out of my way, and she's got one tail light out. So I'm just gonna sit here. My cruise control is set, and I guess if she rear ends me, she rear ends me. Anywho, let's see, guys. What do you think? You think she's too close? We're going 70 miles an hour. You think she's too close? She's lost in the sauce. All right, let's see. You guys are killing. There you go, lady. Go the hell around. She's probably gonna stare at me like she's all angry and shit. Let me put my meat glasses down so I can stare at her real quick. Yeah, I couldn't tell. Anyway, let's see here. Yeah, she's too close. Thank you, Viking Queen. She figured it out. All right, so I'm probably north of Charlotte right now, and the traffic has been super awesome. I was really surprised to see how much traffic there was on the East Coast, Suffolk, what is it, Norfolk area. There was a lot of traffic this morning, early in the morning, so I was really surprised. You need one of them light up hands for your back window. What is it like? You light up and it's you giving them the finger or something? Is that what that is, Pappy? Or is it like stop or back off? I'm kind of curious, because most signage on vehicles are against the law. If you guys didn't know that, wave or finger. Gotcha. So I guess I get a choice. There was actually a weird case in California some years back. I want to say the early 2000s. So this guy invented and started selling these stickers that you could put across the top of your front windshield, and they were written in reverse, so you could read them in your rearview mirror. And they said "move over," and they had all the arrows pointing in that direction, or it would actually be that direction. So you could get in a high-speed lane and be driving along, and people who were slow and in that lane, they would see you coming, and they would move over. Well, people started complaining. They thought that these were off-duty or undercover cop cars. And I started thinking, that's just freaking retarded. Why would an undercover cop car or an unmarked cop car have a set of letters on the top of it that are specifically designed to be seen in a rearview mirror saying, move over? Anyway, he actually started selling these things like crazy, and then the state of California made them illegal. So most states actually have laws against signage or lit or visible signage. They consider it distracting. All right, 21 miles, I'll be banging a left. Let's see, good morning local and everyone. Who we got here? Mac, oh, it's Mac. Hey, what's going on, man? I haven't seen you in a while. Good to go. It took me a while. The text is really small on my screen, so. Oh, good to see you. Good morning to you. It's a Saturday morning. But yeah, I've always wanted to put, I've always wanted to put one of those, like when if you're going into like the theater and it says, I don't know, like a theater number 1, and you can like program the words in it, but it's like nondescript. You can make it change colors, flash. It's kind of old school freaking LEDs type signs, right? I've always wanted to put one in the back of my my rear glass and have it pre-programmed with certain sayings, so I can just hit like one button and it says, like, do you think you're close enough? I'm about to apply my brakes in 3, 2, ... I've always wanted to do that, but like I said, what do we got here? Let's lift. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So that's dependent on the state. So, for instance, I actually was a Lyft and a Uber driver for a short period of time. I thought it was a great idea, and then I did it enough, and I was like, I'm not dealing with these drunks every freaking night. All right, I need to get around this guy who's going. I hate this. My cruise control is set at 70. This guy's going 69 miles an hour. So we're gonna go ahead and get around this guy. He's an RV. There are signs that you can put. So here's the thing. The sign is supposed to be in your front window, and it's supposed to be on the passenger side. I had the full setup where you can like flip a switch and turn it on and off, all that stuff. And the general idea is what you're supposed to do is turn it off while you have somebody in the car with you, and then you turn it back on. That way when you're going to pick them up, so you're going to pick up a new ride, and you turn that light on, they see, hey, there's a Lyft, I ordered a Lyft, and it says the car's here, so that must be him. And I actually had a system where I could flip a couple of switches and turn the Lyft off and turn the Uber on. That way it was easier. They really do, riders really do like that, but you're supposed to have it in your front windshield. Now, in the state of North Carolina, you're not allowed to have lit signs on your car anywhere. So it's kind of catch-22. The cops don't really come after you unless you're doing something crazy. but they're not going to go after that Lyft sign or that Uber sign. All right, what do I got here? Uber drivers have lit up signs in the window here. Gotcha. Yeah, I was tracking with you, Pappy. All right, so we got about 9 people left in here. I guess that's kind of good. You've got me running in the background while you're doing all your ironing and laundry and computer programming and monitoring DEFCON 24 and all that other stuff. So, what else we got in the chat, guys? Do me a favor, hit that up. If you have not hit the like and subscribe button, now is a good time to smash that, so you will get updates and bring the algorithm to us. Let's see, $50 fine here to have hitch in place, not towing. $50 fine to have hitch in place, not towing. What? So let me see if I understand this so you don't have to type it out, Pappy. If you have a trailer hitch, like the ball, on your vehicle, but you're not towing, you'll get a $50 fine? Question mark? I'm gonna go and wait for that answer. Hopefully we didn't, I'm gonna see what the chat does. Hopefully you guys aren't having...
There's a speed trap ahead.
I guess I'll slow down 1 mile an hour. I don't see the popo. I don't see anybody pulling anybody over either, so. Okay, Reese type insert must be removed when not in use. Gotcha. That's what I was saying. Yeah, that's, wow. That's just stupid. There's no justification for that other than some grandma drove into the back of a car and it just like messed her engine up really bad. All of her cooling system, all that crap got destroyed. So because she hit the back of a fucking, I can't believe I said that, the back of a truck that had a hitch. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. A shin banger. Well, don't do that. I mean, I've done it 1,000 times and it does hurt. But I mean, come on, whose fault is that really? You know, the guy who's prepared to do what he needs to do, or the guy who doesn't know where he's walking, which has been me from time to time. All right, let's see here. You guys are not helping me out, and the chat is or the viewership is we're down to 7. That's the lowest that it's been in a while. So let's go ahead and throw a subject in the chat, and I will continue to jabber. If you do not, I will go away and save my voice for another day. Uh, 186, 15 north, Butner, 1 mile. Now you know where I am. You have found me. You have found me. All right, now we're down to 6 people. You guys are running away. You guys are running away. What is it? I feel you're too close to my vehicle if you bet. Yes, absolutely. Mac is posting everyday survival. I'm listening while making coffee. RC types 314. No, I'm not talking about that. That's not prepper related. All right, I'll throw one out at you. Those of you, if you have a bug out bag or a get home bag that you are happy with, type a 1 in the comments. If you're not happy with it, type a 2 in the comments. If you don't have one of those bags, type 3 in the comments. And go. I think we're going to find out who's who in the zoo. Because my get home bag is in the back right there. I don't think you guys can see it. And maybe. You might be able to see it back there. I'm not sure, though. It's hard to tell with the sun the way it is. Oh, West Virginia Pappy's happy with his bag. Mac is happy with his bag. Alan is not. Haley is not. Haley, good to go. I haven't seen you in a while. What do we got here? Just keeping the chat alive, answering for a gotcha. Bob does not, RC does not have a bug out bag, but I'm currently working on it. Gotcha, Alan, gotcha. Yeah, you know, what you got to be careful though, the reason I asked that question is because I noticed yesterday when I was putting together the get home bag, you know, it's like engineers like to over-engineer stuff. And you've got to just put one together and then go with it. You know, if you're constantly not happy with what you've got, there's got to be a reason for it. Then you've got to justify that reason. Is the reason I'm not happy with it, with what's in this bag or the bag itself, because I can't afford a brand new bag, or because I can't afford the thing that I really want to put in there? 99% of the time that's the case, because money solves all problems. But if it's because you just don't feel comfortable with what's in there, then maybe you need to assess your needs, you know, because what you end up, you know, you start with a get home bag, it turns into a bug out bag, that turns into a I'm never coming home bag, you know, which is ginormous. Basically, you're going to live in the woods with a bow and arrow and that kind of stuff. But, you know, as long as you have assessed your primary threat and have a plan to either, you know, get home or to bug out, and then that bag is based on your plan to do one of those two things, then you're going to be good to go, and you shouldn't overthink it. You know, I was putting the bag together last night, and just out of memory, and it's shrinking down stuff from the bug out bag, and you know, it's like there's something missing. What is missing from this damn thing? And it was my sleeping system. It was my that little mini bag I did a review on some months back, and that's what was missing. And so I had to go like chasing that, and it's maybe I need to go check a list to see if I'm missing anything, because now I feel that if I miss something that big, what else am I missing? And then my brain started going, whoa, just go through the list, see if there's anything important that you missed, and if not, that's it. You know, because that bag will just get bigger and bigger and heavier and heavier, and you know, ounces equal pounds, and pounds equal pain. And I've carried some stuff in my life, so let's see here. Where are we at here? I'm always pivoting. I got you. Where are we at here? I don't need a new more than 10-15 miles from home. I got you. Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's the case. Sometimes you don't need one, which is hilarious, because you said you had one that you're happy with. That's why you put one. That's why you did it, because you were happy with your situation. I got you. But, you know, I always look at it, you know, with the get home bags, it's almost like a truck bag now, because it's like, it's a get home bag, but, you know, it also has a trauma kit inside of it, which is always nice to have in your vehicle. I mean, in our civilized world, when are we at most going to see somebody who needs our help that is the most wrecked? It's going to be on the road. It's going to be, you know, some accident that just happened where you might be able to save somebody's life. So I not only have a boo-boo kit, but I have a full trauma kit inside my get home bag, and my bag is still light. I went from a 65-liter pack down to a 20-liter pack, and there's still plenty of room inside of it, so I'm very happy with it. And it's got everything you could possibly think of. It's got a fixed blade knife in there. It's got all the 7 C's of survival inside of it, but it's not like a bushcraft bag. So I'm pretty happy with it. What's up, Deborah? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm thinking more and more I'm going to try and find some time to do the video of what's inside that get home bag. I'll call it my 2023 winter get home bag. And then I can't wait to see the comments. I always love the comments when people are just like, they start ragging on you. Well, is that a -20 bag, or, is that fixed blade knife all carbon steel? And it's like, dude, did you watch the video? Have you ever seen any of my gear reviews where I don't tell you exactly what it is? But it's always interesting to read the comments. And also too, guys, on the videos that I make, please comment. I love to hear other people's opinions or ask questions, because the new roll-up that I'm doing now, where basically I just take the day's events and talk about those things, but at the end I talk about comments or questions that people had from other videos, and answer those things. There was actually a lot of relevant questions on the last one that I did. What was it, day before yesterday? Actually, no, it was yesterday morning. It was yesterday afternoon because YouTube wouldn't let me do anything early in the morning for some reason. It was being stupid. But yeah, those comments are always welcome. All right, let's see. I've got 4.4 miles. Oh, my GPS just scared me. It went from 4.6 to 4.4. I am not moving that fast. I see we've got some new people in here. I am on my way. For those of you that just showed up, I'm on my way to do a site survey / reconnaissance of the site that we're going to be using for PrepStock 2024. It is in Nebo, North Carolina. I'm currently in North Carolina, transferring from Virginia, and we're going to go do that. I don't know that I'll go live from there, but I will definitely making some video, and that will probably show up on the website. If not, an actual video later on that footage will get used for. What do we got here? GCWI, good morning. Hopefully I said that right. I just got into traffic. I may have to kill this live stream. But do me a favor, guys. Throw something in the chat for me right now so that I don't have to do any crazy stuff. And it'll keep me from shutting this down. 3.1 miles, and I'm going to be getting on 85 South. I think it's just a continuation. Also, there's a military truck up here. You guys will never get to see it, but it's got an armored hardback Humvee on it. I'm not gonna move the camera around because I'm in traffic now, and I probably shouldn't even be doing this. It's GCW. Gotcha, bro. I just can't. I can't. It's hard. The text is really hard, and obviously my eyeballs need to be in this direction. Let's see here. All right, the traffic is definitely thickening up. I'm gonna slow down a little bit because I'm passing people, and that's okay. But I could be going faster than I should be right now. And we're going to turn the cruise control off and maintain manual control of the device. Manual steering activated. All right, so if you guys want, do me a favor, throw a question or subject to talk about in the chat. You will be very helpful if you did that for me, and greatly appreciate it. Also, if you have not smashed that like button, please do it now. You might want to hit that subscribe button because I'll be doing more of this stuff throughout the weekend. And it's going to be interesting. I'm stuck behind this truck that's hauling a van, and it's like a F-350 dually that is towing. It's got a big trailer on it, and it's got a full-size van, and a full-size Silverado on the back of it. So he's blocking my view. Do me a favor, put something in the comments so that we have something to talk about, so that when I do drive into somebody, at least you'll know that I was talking about that when that happened. I liked and subscribed. Well, very much. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. What we got here? What car you have? I got you. That's Legend. Is that Legend? Legend. I'm calling you Legend. I am driving a Ford Explorer. If you try to run me off the road, I will run you into the ground. Just an FYI. Yes, I'm driving a Ford Explorer. It's got all-terrain tires.
In half a mile, keep left at the fork to stay on I-85 South.
Yes, ma'am. Let's see. I think it's a good mix. It's smaller than the Expedition. I would say it's a good size SUV. It is rear-wheel drive, which I don't really mind. Four-wheel drive is great.
Keep left at the fork to stay on I-85 South.
My Jeep is in the garage. I love my Jeep, but I've had some mechanical problems with it to the point where it's not dependable.
Continue on I-85 South for 42 miles.
So I would definitely not be taking this 7-hour trip in my Jeep. V6 or V8. Okay, it's a V6. I wish it was a V8, but it's got plenty of power. It's got plenty of power. In fact, it goes too fast, to be honest with you. I catch myself in a lot of times because it's not lifted, but with the larger tires on it, it does set up a little higher than it should. But I catch myself all the time driving a little faster than I need to be. With the my mileage is about, I want to say it has a 15-gallon tank, 15 or 18-gallon tank on it, and I get over 400 miles. So, I mean, it's not bad. It's not super great, but for the size vehicle it is, with a V6 in it, it's doing pretty good. It's probably an old Jeep. The Jeep is a 2000. Let's see here. I can't beat the 250 Jeep engines. 258, yeah. Well, my son has been wanting me to pull it's got a gas, the Jeep has a gas engine in it. The Jeep has a V8 in it. But my son wants me to pull it out and replace it with a diesel engine. And I'm like, that's great. Let me know when you want to do it. You can pay for the whole thing. And then he shuts up. All right, 41 miles is what this thing is saying. 41 miles, and then I get off. We're going to let that number set a bit because that doesn't make, it's 41 miles. 41 miles. Sounds like 41 miles of beer on the wall, something like that. Yeah, this traffic sucks. But it could be worse. It could be worse. And I'm driving way too fast. I just noticed the 65 through here. And my foot was on that pedal hard. Okay. Let's see here. We got the cruise control reset. Wow. Let's see here. Got 2 Jeep Liberties. Man, I'm not really a fan. I don't think Jeep has actually made like a good vehicle since the that's right, truck, you just got stuck over there like a dummy. Want to say it's like the Rubicon series. I mean, we have the technology, you know. They have the ability, Jeep has the ability to make some awesome ass vehicles, and they keep making vehicles that are gonna frickin', you know, I don't know, like drive you to Walmart, drive you to the grocery store. You know, they keep making vehicles that if you paint it the wrong way, it just looks ugly. You know, and that should never happen. You know, they go like a tank in snow. I bet they do, especially in the mountains, man. I bet that little bitty vehicle, you know, I tell you what, man, the best Jeep ever made was the XJ. It doesn't even have to be the sport version, it just has to be the XJ. 4 doors, hatchback, 4-wheel drive, V8, automatic. It has everything, and it's narrow enough to fit between trees. And they just stopped making it. It's so stupid. It had such a long run under 2 different series that it ran. I don't know. They just keep trying to add crap to them, you know? You don't add out, you add up. Drove through a 3-foot drift of snow. That's cool. But I would rather drive over a 3-foot drift of snow instead of through one. All right, we got 15 people in here, and there's some newcomers. If you haven't hit that like and subscribe button, now's the time to do that. It's appreciated and does draw people in, which is super duper. It's like an ambush. It's like a trap. It's a trap! Do me a favor, put something in the chat. We need another subject to talk about. that will last me however long it takes. We've been doing this live stream for 1 hour and 49 minutes. I think at 2 hours, there's like a snapback where it'll stop the stream and then start the stream anew, and hopefully we won't lose everybody. But if that happens, then you'll know where to look for me. I won't change the name of the stream. Let's see. That's kind of a, yeah. That's, and so I'm getting passed by one of those narrow Jeeps. I don't even know what that is. What is that? What is that? The Compass. It's a Jeep Compass. It's just not. You know, it's like, oh man, it's like the new Broncos versus the old Broncos. And I know they made a new full-size one, which is not bad looking, but it looks like a Toyota Land Cruiser or something. It's, I don't know. But the you know, put that up against a full-size Bronco. That's what I'm talking about. That's a Bronco. Why is my radio starting to pick up? That static that you're hearing is coming from radio station through my Bluetooth. It's trying to do something. Turn that down. I just woke up, slept in. Oh no. See, Legend says, what is your favorite superhero? Oh, here we go. So, Legend, I'm gonna tell you now, if you're gonna go into troll mode, you're gonna get kicked the hell out. So I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. My favorite superhero is Iron Man. Let's see here. Grocery getter for suburbs. Yeah, definitely. Ford made a supercharged Bronco in the 90s. I believe that. That sounds freaking awesome. That's like American muscle right there. But I would just take the standard V8, man. You don't even gotta, I mean, you don't even gotta lift it. You probably need to put some all-terrain tires on it just so it looks cool and it's functional. Because a lot of those old Broncos that they made, you know, like the frickin', you know, the, what's his name? If the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit. If you know that guy's name, put it in the chat. OJ Simpson beat you to it. Let's see who does it. Those vehicles were sold with just like street tires. I don't even know that they probably didn't put truck tires on the damn things. But yeah, you're definitely going to need some all-terrain tires. Put that on there. That's all it needs, man. Maybe a bush guard. Maybe hit it up with a you know, it's tall enough that you can get away with a few things, but you got to watch out for putting a rack on the roof. Got to get that light bar in there, you know. Get yourself a winch. Now we're talking. Because that thing was just, those things are beasts. Let's see here. Old Grand Wagoneer with wood trim. Oh yeah. Now that's a Jeep, man. That's when Jeeps were Jeeps. Those things were made out of steel and glass. Oh, let's see here. I made a knife yesterday. It broke, so I put epoxy on it. Where did it break? So it must have been what the scales. You broke the scales or something. I don't know how you would epoxy a knife. Talk to me, goat man. Talk to me, goat man. Talk to me, goose. All right, 33 miles. I'll be turning 33 miles. I don't even know what time it is. It's 10 o'clock. Let's see, I started 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're getting closer. We are now in the hills, in the base hills. Let's see. I'm going to turn this camera around, see if I can't do what I can't do for you here. Let's see if that button works. Don't wreck, you big dummy. There we go. Boop. That's about it. There we go. Going down the road. Got the Geico. Incident management sponsored by Geico. Oh yeah. 65 miles an hour. Just going down the road. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. All right, let's go ahead and spin this around if I can without crashing. There we go. And we're going to put that back over here. There we go. Better. What do we got here? I can't read the text now. Crapola. Okay. Just the wood handle. Gotcha. Well, I mean, they make lots of products for scale that are much more durable than wood. If you're making knives, I would definitely look into it. Truck pushed me over. Damn trucks. Gonna do a little bobbing and weaving right here. And driving into more traffic. Yay, straight away. All right, what do we got here? Where are we at here? I'm saving up to mod my Toyota Tacoma, planning to go off-roading with it. I love it, dude. I love it. Yeah, I originally set my Jeep up to do overlanding, but I ran out of money for the tires and the what is it? I wanted to put a 3-inch lift kit on it, and that's going to change all your shocks, basically upgrade your suspension. You're probably going to have to redo all the rubber on it the rubber. When they say redo your rubber, that's all suspension rubber. And just so you don't get the death wobble. And if you don't know what that is, you probably want to look into it before you lift a vehicle. And that was a state trooper who just drove right past me in his little unmarked car. Let's see. But yeah, that's I love the idea of overlanding. I had the whole bed set up in the back, everything. Drag Penny up in there, and she's sleeping in her little spot. Had the cooler and all the little storage cubbies and things across the roof and the windows, for storing stuff. Man, I think that's the worst part of this damn drive is driving around Charlotte. Charlotte is so big that it's like I'm driving around the edges of it and the traffic is still shit. It's still awful. All right, guys, as I was telling you before, at 2 hours, I think that YouTube is going to snap the rubber band on my video. I don't know what it will do to you guys, but I'll still be here for as long as, I guess, it'll let me live stream. This live stream is going to be great for people who want to watch it later and listen to it during their lunch hour, while they're working on their computer in the background, that kind of thing. Wow, somebody's gone crazy on the chat there. I already have a cattle bar. All right, I can't really read all that stuff, Goat Man. Sorry, I'm kind of driving a little fast in a place that's not super safe. 87 Chevy. 11-inch lift. What? What are we at here? Do you hunt furries? I guess it depends on what you mean when you say furry, and I'll leave it at that. Yes, I know what they are. Go ahead and put a prepper question in the chat, guys. Don't depend on everybody else to do it. Do it for me and get it in there. That way I don't have to do any crazy stuff here on the road. West Virginia Pappy, huh? You got that, huh? Good to go, Pappy. I really should be one lane over, but I just don't want to play that game. I need to be on the through lanes. Okay, let's see. So furries, all the people that spends 1,009,000 on a costumes. Okay, so no, I do not hunt those furries. So that wasn't really a prepper question. All right. Are any of you living in Kentucky? Well, I guess a type 1 if you live in Kentucky, type 2 if you do not live in Kentucky. If you want to. I feel like I'm going too slow, guys, and I'm going well fast enough with this traffic. I'm not staying with the flow of traffic, I don't think. Kentucky Goatman type 1. Like I have 25 miles until I turn off. I don't even know where I'm turning off, because when you do this, what I'm doing right now, your moving map is like that big on your screen, and it just gives you very, very basic information. It's like you are here and moving, and this is really an issue right now. Legend says, what drink when drinking? I love Long Island iced teas, and I love German beer. I also like the Irish beer, the Irish dark beer. I can't remember the name of the ale. Guinness. I love the Guinness in a pinch. My favorite beer is Weizensteffen, and I like both their beer as well as the Hefeweizen. And while you're writing that all down, trying to figure out my passwords and all that other stuff for identity theft, I'll let you know that none of that has anything to do with any of my screen names or passwords. Cha-cha. Okay, let's see here. I like bourbon. Bourbon's good for sipping. I don't drink a lot of hard liquor. It just doesn't agree with me. And I wake up in the morning with a really bad headache, so I'll probably have, I think the most I've ever done is like 3 or 4 Long Island iced teas. And it didn't even, like, at the end of the day, I was drinking them so slow that I didn't even like have a buzz. I mean, I knew that I was inebriated, but I wasn't like, hey, what's good, guys? Brand new tar road. We got just a little bit. Yeah, I really wish that I liked scotch, or that I liked bourbon, or just flat out like a regular old whiskey, just to drink it out of a glass with a small whiskey glass with one of those giant round ice cubes. I just think there's a cool factor there, that you just kind of enjoy and sip it. But if it doesn't taste good, then I mean, I don't want to be that cool. That's just retarded. Now, I do like a good cigar. I love me some Cubanos. They are the best. Okay. All right, guys, we need prepper stuff. We need prepper questions. We need prepper subjects. So I'm tasking you right now. Get on it. Quit blowing me off and get on it. Otherwise, I'm just going to shut this live stream down. It's that easy. And if that means you guys all poof and disappear because you got angry with me, be it. I can talk to myself. I don't need you to be here. And now you're like, he'll do it, man. He'll do it. He'll talk to himself. Oh, that was nice. Colorado used his turn signal. That's special. What would you do if SHTF right now? Turn around and go home? I mean, that really all depends on what SHTF is. Let's just turn around and go home. I got my go bag. I got my pew pew. I'm not worried. That's the nice thing about being a prepper. You don't have to worry about that crap. Now, people who don't worry about it, who don't think about it, because if they thought about it, then they'd have to worry about it, and they don't want to worry about it, so they don't think about it. See how it's a circle? You see how that it's called cyclical thinking. And people who do that, they're pretty much just lame brains. Because I don't want to know. I want to buy a car. I want to go drinking tonight. I want to chase some ass. Yeah, that's all I want to do. I honestly think that there's a lot of men out there that don't think about preparedness until they get married and have a kid. And then they realize the level of responsibility that they have has been just exponentially increased by 1,000%. And then I think that's when they start to think about preparedness. They start to think about home defense. You know, they start thinking about, you know, my wife is out. You know, before I had this wife, you know, it's like they're, you know, they went running in the dark and they didn't care. They were empowered women, you know. And then, you know, 1 out of 100 got raped every year on the block that you lived on. You know, you didn't think about that kind of stuff. And then when you get yourself a whiff, you know, you start thinking about that kind of stuff. Same thing with your kids. You didn't give a shit about the school district you lived in. You know, you didn't care what was happening inside the schools until your kid was going to these schools and coming home one day saying that, you know, my name's not Bobby anymore. My name is Sally. You know, you didn't give a crap. You know, there's a lot of truth to be spoken that doesn't require anything but a little bit of common sense and decency. Yellow truck. I want that yellow truck. It's an old Ryder. No, it's actually an old Penske truck. Someone else has bought and is using for transit. It's commercial. All right, guy, come on, man, really? I think it's bullshit when somebody's driving like a moving truck and it's not you know it's an automatic. Hello there, Ryder truck. What the hell are you doing, dude? You know it's an automatic and they can't maintain speed. Up or downhill. I just locked my door and finished cooking my meal. I'm trying to make a lights out bag. I got you. Well, there you go. I've actually never heard that term, a lights out bag. What is that, a bag you keep in your house to, you know, when the power goes out? Is that what that is? Because I've never heard that term before. I do have something that I call a hurricane box. And it's basically a plastic foot locker that has a full-size camping stove and a bunch of propane and boxes of some food, like ramen noodles, and some games in it. You know, portable lights, candles, stuff like that. Basically the stuff they say you're supposed to have for a hurricane. I have that, and it's just shoved into a corner. Speed this up a little bit. Still got 16 miles until we drive away from this mess. I hate this traffic. I just hope I can get past this when I'm driving back through here. Come through here at a frickin'... Oh, yeah, that's right. Last time I tried that, there was a damn accident. It was like 5 in the morning. There was an accident out here. They diverted us through a town, and we had to, like, drive all through this crazy-ass town just to get to another spot in the highway. By the time you got to the highway, the wreck was cleared. You guys are posting some stuff. I can't read the paragraphs. I can read the one-liners. Give them some so they don't get suspicious. What are you guys talking about? Getaway bags? A getaway bag is basically where you give a bag to somebody that's already got stuff in it, so they get away from you. It's like, get away, go the fuck away. You know, this is my place. I'm going to give you some supplies, but you got to go away. Yeah, yellow truck, you're not allowed to tailgate me. Come on. Asinine. These people are morons. Government collecting guns. figure. All right, you guys are. I don't know what you guys are talking about now. Are you guys saying that you're worried about the government collecting your guns? Your getaway video was good. Wow, Deborah. Thank you. Appreciate that. God, I hate this traffic. It's so crazy. Crazy stupid. It just makes you drive faster and faster and faster until you're part of this mob. Yeah, I do need to. I pulled up when we moved. I pulled up my my getaway or go away 5-gallon bucket from that video. I've got to figure out where to put that. Now that I'm living in a town, it's a little bit more difficult. Those kind of logistical issues are popping up left and right. And I've almost got to the point where I'm coming to the realization that I'm going to be like in full defensive mode. Got here 13 miles. This traffic is there's like 6 or 7 cars that are behind me that are just way too close to everybody. I'm not sure. He was asking what we do. It never comes to it. He was asking what we do with what? Was topic above. Doesn't come back. You don't want. All right, guys. If he was asking what, you are mad. You are mad. I don't know, Jackaras. I don't know what that means. I don't know who you're talking about. I'm just trying to survive this traffic. These people are. I got this guy who absolutely refuses to get out of my blind spot. He's driving like right next to me just cause. I've got my signal on, everything, and he's just setting up right fucking next to me. Fuck. Stupid. All right. You are mad. You are mad. You are mad. Oh. I don't know what you're asking or talking about or whatever it means. Why are you making this live? Why? Because I'm on my way to do a reconnaissance site survey of the place for PrepStock 2024. Why are you here? Why are you spamming the chats? That's what I would like to know. Traffic camper. That's hilarious. Right, so it sounds like the subject that we're skirting around right now is, was I mad because they were camping? Yeah, I get mad when people camp in my. It's like they don't teach this anymore, guys. If you didn't know this, when you drive, you're supposed to be driving to look for escape routes. That's the basics of defensive driving, okay? I guarantee they don't teach this anymore. But you should be looking for escape routes. If you're boxed in and the guy in front of you does something that you can't do anything but brake and hold, then you're done. Then you weren't driving defensively. It's that easy. So when somebody sets up on your left and your right side and you have no choice but to just brake and hold, you've been boxed in, and it's stupid. It shows that people don't know how to frickin' drive. If you were taught, okay, if you were taught to drive, okay, while looking for escape routes or creating escape routes that you could take, type 1 in the chat. And we're going to see the age of people when they start typing these things. And did somebody just ask the country we're in? America! That's the country we're in. I haven't determined if you're a troll just yet, but believe me, I won't have a problem putting the old band hammer down on your ass if you keep going that way. Let's see here. Yeah, we're starting to show our ages, guys. User on this channel, and see you later. Well, that was easy. And so that person can now still watch the video, but they can't make any more comments anymore. What country are you in? Come on, man. Do you hear the language I'm speaking? Do you not hear the tone and inflection in my alligatory? Come on now. Which country do you think I'm in right now? What country you in? What country you in, boy? Come on, man. That's crazy. Problem solved. Head on a swivel at all times. Yes. Yeah, I don't like getting boxed in. You know, it's like if you're out on 95 heading south, there's a lot of times when it goes to 2-lane where you're going to find yourself like slightly trapped. But when you're out on it, right now I've got 4 lanes, right? I got 4 lanes. There should never be a time where some dude is driving on your left or on your right or in your blind spot. Never. You should always be trying to legally position yourself so that you have an escape route. There we go. Things are starting to thin out. 6.9 miles until we turn, until we start going the direction we need to go. Are you guys seeing that? I can't tell if you guys can see it on your side. That Jacaria, it says, was hidden by local prepper, and which is exactly what I did. But I don't know if you guys can see that text or not. Okay, looks like gasoline is $3.19 and diesel is $4.84 where I am right now. Attraction ditties. This is still way too much city for me. I'm gonna try and set the cruise control here. I'm on the slow lane. Can't see. Gotcha. Thank you, Pappy. Well, hopefully they figured it out and they'll just depart the area. Or maybe they'll sit around and learn. But it's hard to learn because you guys aren't like providing any subject. You know what? I will pick a subject. No, we're not going to talk about it. You know what? Let's talk about the economy. And you guys are still here after the 2-hour mark, so I guess the snap didn't happen. Oh, we forgot about the economy, guys. We forgot all about the economy. And if you didn't know this, it came out yesterday. China is selling off all of its government U.S. bills and bonds, and they're doing it at a rapid rate, and they're doing it in order to devalue the American dollar, because they are having financial problems, and they when the dollar is worth more than the yuan, then they have economic issues. And it has been for a while, and now it's getting worse. So now they are dumping all their treasury bonds, treasury bills, and that's going to globally devalue the U.S. dollar, aka the petrodollar. So there's many out there that also think that it has a lot to do with their master plan to get rid of the petrodollar via the BRICS nations. So what they're doing not only benefits them and their currency, but also is benefiting the BRICS, benefits the BRICS initiative. Dump it to flood the market? Yeah, I don't know about that. One of the problems that the U.S. we're having right now is that the Fed, they can't sell these bills. People are not buying these bills anymore because the interest rate isn't high enough. So what they've had to do is raise the interest rate. I think it's up to like 4.3%. Just to get people to start buying them again, so that they can try and maintain the value of the dollar. The bottom line is a lot of the government is actually kind of funded a little bit on not just your tax dollars, but also on the money that foreign governments use to buy into the U.S. government in order to trade in U.S. dollars. And they do that by buying these T-bills. And I hope I'm saying that right, because bills and bonds, there's a major confusion about what they really are, and I'm not going to explain it because I'm not an economic master or finance master. But I will tell you is that when those are being bought, the economy is strong. When they're not being bought, the economy goes down, and the power of our dollar globally is receding because of it.
In 2 miles, use the right 3 lanes to take exit 131 for I-40 West or
Yes.
I-785 North, Greensboro.
Yes, ma'am. As you wish. So that is actually happening. That has been happening over the last week, and it's actually a pretty serious problem, because if they continue this path, if they do it fast enough and for enough amount of money, then it could actually kind of the end stated that we could be pushed into hyperinflation, and that's a clear issue. There's also some talk about, it used to be the scare was $150 for a barrel of oil. We're at $99 now, last time I checked anyway. Is that a turn only? I feel like okay, good. 131. I'm talking about the numbers on the signs, guys. I'm talking to myself just to make sure I'm going to be... All right, I think I'm good in this lane. No, I'm not taking any chances. But anyway, and now they're actually talking about oil going up to $300 a barrel, which would be...
In half a mile, use the right 3 lanes to take exit 131 for I-40 West toward I-785 North, Greensboro.
Yes, ma'am. But the oil at that price would start to cause so many problems. And what they're actually talking about is... damn it.
Use the right 3 lanes to take exit 131, then keep left at the
There's a
fork.
name of the specific type of oil that the market is tracking that they use to make gas and diesel, gasoline and diesel, or petrol, wherever you're from. 40 West. 40 West. I am in the correct lane. Should probably get back up to speed.
Keep left at the fork.
Okay, I will. I will keep left at the fork. Brent.
Continue for 7
Brent
miles.
is the name of it. And so if you guys are interested, you can track Brent oil prices. And that is the oil that they use to make all of our fuel. So if that price goes up, so basically what's that, 300%? What do you think the price of gasoline is going to be? 300%. So basically just triple the current gas prices, and that's how much it would be per gallon. Roughly, using prepper math. Not chicken math, but prepper math. And that would cause a very, very serious economic problem. You could be, and then if the refinement companies, who basically they make gasoline from oil, decided that they didn't want to buy a lot of oil at that price, that now we have a not only production but supply problem, in that there would be a limited supply of gasoline or diesel. And now you could be talking about rationing. You could also be talking about the inability to get to your job. You could be talking about the inability to put your kid in daycare because fuel is so expensive, as well as being able to pick them up from school or daycare, we'd have some very serious problems. You know, unless you had a work from home job where you only got to drive your car once a week, you know, you could be looking at rationing. They actually did that during the Carter administration. The cars were lined up. You could only get gas on whatever day that the number of your license plate lined it up. I think they used either the first letter or the last number was assigned to a day, and that's when you could go get gasoline. When you could go get in the line to get gasoline. So, no, I was a kid then, so I wasn't driving. I've seen the pictures and read the studies. 4.7 miles until our next turn, which I'm pretty sure is just staying on the highway where it bends. But it's a very serious problem. Odd or even plates, yep, there you go. But, you know, we've seen this before. When I say we, I mean the American people. But I'm positive it's not something I would want to live through. You know, unfortunately, we're spoiled Americans, and when the power goes out or our cell phones quit working, we start to freak out a little bit. You know, I even feel it myself. We had a scheduled power outage. I think it was last Wednesday, or no, it was last Wednesday that I had forgotten all about. And not only did the power go out, but the cell towers just decided to say screw it. And both we had no cell service and the power went out. And then you start thinking about, like, dude, what's happening? You start to go over in your mind, like, is this it? Did we just get EMP'd? Because you wouldn't even know it. I mean, unless you saw the blast, you wouldn't even know that you just got freaking EMP'd. Everything would just stop working. You know, the only thing that the only saving grace was that the phone still worked, and that's even controversial. You got some people out there that say that everything will get taken out, it'll stop working. And then you got other people out there that are like, well, you know, modern chips have shielding or have limited shielding because of the 5G stuff, you know, it's a crazy question, because the only way to know if something actually will survive an EMP is to put it through an EMP, and there's only a couple devices out there that have even been remotely tested, you know, and there's so many variables and factors that you know, you just wouldn't know, you know, but we've got to prepare. We've got to prepare. Let's see here. Thought of a wood gasifier? Yeah, I mean, it's something. I mean, it's something. If I was going to go down that road, I would be building a freaking a hydrogen modification for the vehicle. I mean, you're always going to find some water, that's for sure. As long as you can produce enough electricity to create that hydrogen, you're golden, man. You're golden. That's what I would be looking at. All right, Deborah, good seeing you. What do we got going on here? I just wish this traffic would stop. Mind-blowing. I tell you what, man, the replay on this is going to be awful. I'm going to sound like a whiny little girl, you know. I hate the traffic. It really sucks. Just stop and leave me alone. But I tell you what, man, it's just so... I think if there were better drivers, if there were drivers as good as I am, we wouldn't have any of these problems. Like this moron who literally just got in between me and another car and is making an effort to create no space between him and the other car.
In half a mile, keep right at the fork to continue on I-40 West, US 220 South.
I'll do
Follow
my
signs
best.
for I-40 West, Winston, Salem.
Okay. I think that's where I'll feel better to, like, we're coming up on moving away from all this junk.
Keep right at the fork to continue on I-40 West.
I'm on you. I'm on it. What do we got here? Move over for emergency vehicles. Slow down for emergency vehicles. Yeah, that's
Continue
North Carolina
on I-40 West for 13 miles.
Okay, and that's what I will do. I-40 West for 13 miles. Let's see here. Rooftop solar panel, then for electric current. Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. I mean, once you start doing all the science, working with, free electricity, natural electricity, from the sun, from wind, solar water heaters, those things are all great, but no one really thinks about it unless they have to live in what they would consider to be an off-grid situation. I would love to have, the property that I have in North Carolina, I would love to be 100% off-grid, and I can pull that off. I've got tons and tons of sunlight there that lasts most of the day. Got more than enough room to put up a wind turbine. Got more than enough room to do to set up a solar water heater. I got all that, but I don't spend a lot of time there, so it's like, I've got a well, so I can do all of that. And I think, unfortunately, it has a lot to do with investment in the property. They've made some of this solar stuff, they've made so expensive. The batteries, they're killers. Ugh, man, I don't know what's going on with my allergies. That was the car. That was the car horn. Stop worrying about what ifs. Yeah, I don't worry about what ifs. That's why I'm not concerned about it. But it's more of a nice to have. I would probably spend more time if I had the money. Dude, I have that place decked out. Screw that, But I don't, so I don't. It's like, why worry about something that you can't control? That's kind of my mantra. It's like this drive. It's like 7 hours, and we got all this stuff going on. We got the president speaking from the Resolute desk in the Oval Office. Everybody's chanting war this and war that, and Russia, China, EMP, Taiwan. And I didn't forget about that place with all the cranes in it. I just didn't want to say the words so the algorithm doesn't flag the video. But here I am, driving away from my loved ones to go do this thing because I can't control what's going to happen, and I will not let the world paralyze me, because that's just stupid. And if you guys are thinking like that, I'm going to ask you just to take a breath. Maybe you need a shot of whiskey in the evening. Maybe you need a bourbon after a hard day's work. Something. Because if you're letting fear drive your decision to live the way you want to live, then you're making a huge mistake. Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat right now. I'm in a little bit of a pocket that is moving, thank goodness. Whoa. Let's just go ahead and let that death zone spread out. You guys know what that is, right? That's the distance between the front of a semi-truck and the thing it's going to hit, because it can't stop in time. They call it the death zone. And when somebody gets in front of it and creates that situation, there's no way out of it. Let's see here. But yeah, you should not be letting your fears control the way you want to live. I'm going to tell you something. I try to steer away. If you read I love how the human brain works. I love how we think, how we rationalize things. The psychology has always is constantly attempting to put people's and their personalities in boxes that they can classify, so that later after they talk to you, they can add all those points up and then go to their little box and say, well, that's this disorder or that's that disorder, you know? And then like when they use the term borderline, you know, like he's a borderline psychopath. Well, in their little box world, they needed four things that you said or did or thinking about to check those 4 boxes in order for you to be classified as a psychopath. But if they only got 3 out of the 4, then they use the term borderline. Okay, so keep that in mind. So they're constantly trying to categorize people so that they can diagnose them. All right. Now, with that in mind, if you go read, and there's lots of papers done by everybody from MD to PhD to whatever, okay, that talk about the prepper mindset, where they've analyzed preppers. And they always end up analyzing preppers as people who live in fear. And every time I read one of these papers, I'm like, well, I'm going to just take that and just push that to the side and see what else I can find out. Because I know that's not how we think. A real prepper is in the mindset of just wanting to be prepared in case something bad happens. It's not that they fear that it's going to happen. It just means that they don't want to have to adapt to what's happening. The power goes out. All right, yeah, the power company says the power's going to be out for 24 hours. Time to set up the gas stove. Time to fire the grill up. You know? It's that easy. That's the way a prepper thinks. Not in fear of it. They just don't want to be that person next door who's like, oh crap, what are we doing, man? Oh, I can't open any of my cans. I have an electric can opener. They don't want to be that person. So yeah, if you ever get the chance to read some of the psychological papers, and you don't have to, you know, I mean, you can literally Google, how do preppers think? What are preppers afraid of? What is prepper fear? You could Google any one of those things, and a myriad of papers will come up. I need to be over a little further here. It's telling me I'm going to be, yeah, that's a cop car. We'll let him go past the sheriff, Wilson County Sheriff. But yeah, you can find, hey, what's up, Daisy? You can find all those papers online, and yeah, there is a little bit of crazy reading, but they also do like the I can't remember what it is, like the cliff notes of these papers, you know, what our basic findings are, and then the rest of the paper goes on to talk about how what their statement is supported. So you don't have to go crazy, but it's interesting that every single one of those papers says that preppers are they're psychopathic, they live in fear, they have something called I think it's called the red triangle or the triangle of death, that if you have these 3 things that you're apt to violence, you know, and it's like, this is not how, no, you know, preppers aren't out like, oh, the power went out, it's time to go, let's go on the purge, you know, that's their mentality in all these papers, and it's absolutely wrong, and nobody wants to call them out. No one. And it almost makes me think about how basically they just write these papers to get published, and then everybody just goes, well, this says exactly what the other 20 papers said, you know, and so we're just going to say, yep, we agree. You know, I think, you know, I hate to say it, but I think they're interviewing the wrong people. It kind of reminds me about that time I was on HBO. You guys didn't know I was on HBO? Season 2, Episode 3. And I think it's called The Preppers Are Coming, but it was on a show called Pause with Sam J. You can Google it, as long as you've got HBO or Max, I think they call it now. You can find it there. And basically what they did was, and they told us it wasn't an ambush, they lied to us. But we knew they were lying to us, and we were ready for them. So it was me, another Marine. What was it? This one dude who was like, "Yeah, man, let's just be free." And then another dude that was like frickin' had his own like organization where he was a prepper, but he was like, "Yeah, we're all." He wasn't like a what is it called? Not a militant. I can't remember the name of it. When the citizenry gets together, guns. Oh, my brain is done. I think I'm just getting tired. Put it in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Militia. What? Every time I say that. Doomsday. What's up, Broseph? I just saw you. I'm getting ready to hit 40, heading towards Winston-Salem, Statesville. So I'm not that far away. I've been live streaming for 2 hours and 40 minutes while you were sleeping off your live stream hangover. 1.1 miles, left lane. I don't even remember what the hell I was talking about. Militia. Yeah, yeah, which stream just got flagged. Let's see. But yeah, he was one of those guys. He wasn't a militia, but he had his own like group, and his focus was praying, and it was like a coalition of
in half a mile, keep left to stay on I-40 West.
Okay, it was like a coalition of auto repair professionals. He had a hat, he had a shirt, and he was crazier than a bag of nuts. And the whole focus of that episode,
keep left to stay on I-40 West,
was angry white men. We were all white too, and if you don't know, she's black. There's a racist agenda.
Continue
there.
for 116 miles.
She is. What is it? I won't say that she's a racist, but I would say that she is untrusting of white people. Surrounds herself with black people, and was looking to ambush us. And I sat there and I talked and I talked and I talked and I talked, and I have like 2 scenes in the whole show. It's like a 30-minute segment. We sat around this fake campfire in the woods above New York City for like 2 hours, talking, freezing our asses off. And what do we got here? 115 miles. What in the hell? Come on now. Anyway, there was a point in the conversation where she's like, "So aren't you guys angry? You guys seem angry." And we're all sitting there with smiles on our face, like, and we're looking at each other like, none of us are angry. What are we supposed to be angry about? And I looked her dead in the eye and I said, I think you might have picked the wrong group of white guys. And she was just like, oh, that actually wasn't in the show. But no, actually me saying that was in the show, but her reaction was not. She talked a lot to the other Marine that was there, because he engaged her a lot. They told me that they wanted to talk about, our Constitution. We never once. I opened with that, and they never once talked about. After that, I gave my answer to a question, and then they just moved right the hell on. And that didn't even make it into the show. But they focused on the crazy dude. We're gonna be in peace, and the crazy mechanic guy. They focused on them because that was the highest level of crazy. So in that particular show, they actually focused on making preppers look crazy. And then at the end of the show, her closing was she got on a horse, she got a bell, and she rode the horse through some part of New York where there was no people, ringing the bell, going, "Here comes the preppers! Here comes the preppers! Ding ding! Here comes the preppers!" You know, so all she did was just make fun, and they did exactly. And you know, the worst part is that she was nice. I've got pictures with her. She was nice to us. Her entire crew, unbelievably professional, unbelievably nice. Until the very end, when we had finished all the filming, and they were going to put us back in this. They put us in a van, which was hilarious because they brought us all up in our own personal cars, our own. They weren't limousines, but they were like Cadillacs and stuff. We had our own service while we were in town for 3 days, and they put us in the cars to take us up there, but they brought us all back in a van. Basically, yeah, you're done, guys. We're done with you. We're done with you. It was pretty simple at that point. We knew exactly what was happening. And the next day, we got on planes and flew back to our respective homes. So, you know, well, it was a trap. It was a trap, Hicktown. But the thing is, I mean, the show, it was a really bad episode. It was a really bad episode. Because she normally does episodes like, hey, let's go into this sex dungeon, or let's talk about these really weird people, you know, or let's talk about, you know, gay and lesbian, you know, fighting this and fighting that, and football players who take knees, and stuff like that. It's a very socially driven show, which is why I was really surprised that episode was even in the show, was even in the series. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. But yeah, up front they tell you this is not a trap. Please reference the show, that way you know what you're getting into. If you're interested, let me know. And yeah, you agree to it, you know. Hell, I got a free trip to New York City. You know, I stayed in a nice hotel. They paid me per diem. I had a car service for 3 days. You know, basically treated like a king until it's time to get in the van. So hey, it was not a bad trade-off. I really have no complaints. I really wish that more of what I said was in the show, but it wasn't. What I was saying didn't follow their agenda. And every time I did talk, and I know they were on me because they had they had 3 guys with those cameras. Those it's basically like a backpack harness, big ass supporting tube that goes over their head so they can move around, and the camera's completely stable, and they had those guys all over the place. And I was constantly noticing there was always 1 or 2 of the 3 cameras like on me, waiting for me to say something. And when I did, they were recording, and then when someone else would talk, they would start to look away. So I know they were recording everything that I said, everything that happened. It's funny too, because if you go to no, I can't say that, I'm not saying that, but anyway, yeah, I was on HBO. What's up, Beecher? Good to see you. Let me get a little bit of distance from this car right here. I think there's some construction up here. It's not bad traffic, but it's kind of moving slow, like there's construction up. Yeah, there's construction right there. What's up here? Like the media finds the worst person to interview during a crisis. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. At least you spoke your truth. Yeah, exactly. And that was the thing too. You had to, it is disappointing because in order to get on the show, they had to have interviewed lots of people. But the way you were interviewed was, hey, if you're interested, what we need you to do is make a video of yourself answering these questions. And they asked you all sorts of constitutional and focused on. There was a lot of focus on First and Second Amendment rights. You had to make this video interview of you answering these questions. It was interesting. I really wish I had that. I wish I knew. I've got the video someplace. I wish I knew where it was, but I don't. So if I did, I would share it with you guys. But it just, it's like, we'd love to talk to you about subject A, and then when you get there, all they want to talk about is subject B, which is the angry white guy. It's pretty silly. It's pretty silly. But yeah, it was on HBO. Bow hunting. You're a bow hunting. If you're bow hunting, you should be like stalking and shit, man. You know them deer's got them twitchy ears. They're probably like looking that way, and the ear's doing this like a radar, listening to me talk right now through your headset. I still can't believe we got like 9 people in. Hey, listen, if you just checked in, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that, smash that like button for me, guys. If you are watching for the first time, make sure you subscribe. I find it hard to believe I only have 26 thumbs up over 2 hours and 50 minutes. That's a neat little tower. What the hell that is? That's not a cell tower. Huh, interesting. Oh, somebody smashed the like button. Thank you very much. Ugh. I can't believe this thing says I have 107 miles to go. 107 miles to go. It's like a really badly written song about 107 miles to go. When we hit 3 hours, I'm probably going to turn this thing off. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Margaret, good to see you. Good to see you. Good day, local prepper. Good day. Are you from down under? If you are, let me know. All right, so if we're going to continue this, if we're going to get this going, guys, I'm going to need a prepper question or a prepper subject. Please stop being slackers and put something prepper related in the chat so that we can talk about it, or so that I can respond to you. Yes, I know I'm being lazy, but as you can tell, I'm a little busy. If you can tell by my surroundings, I'm a little busy. What made you preps? Study. Good to see you, Study. I don't recognize you. Make sure that you like and subscribe. What made me prep? We talked about this about an hour ago. It's not a big deal, though. It's a good subject. In 2008, I was watching our El Presidente Bayrock ruin our country and make it so that the middle class would be slowly destroyed and turned into a socialist nation. I knew that that would not work in the end, and that at the time I thought it would be a short-term process, so I started prepping right then and there. 3 months, 6 months, 9 months worth of food, water, and security. That was my seminal moment. Hopefully I'm using that term correctly. Oh there, dude in the truck. See, I just got boxed in, guys. Son of a bitch. Leave me alone. Get away from me. Move away! And there we go. By the way, guys, if you get boxed in, the appropriate action is to take your foot off of the gas pedal. Let's see here. Hello, Jesus. Got a hangover? Why you got a hangover? Man, this traffic is not supposed to be like traffic right now. It must be all the drunkards must be awake and now trying to go someplace. Their other half has woken them up and said, "You're supposed to take me somewhere." And that's my biggest worry, because some of these cars are full of freaking like families driving like maniacs. LP, do you think car batteries work to run lights and charge devices? Oh yeah, they do. They do. At the property in North Carolina, I did an experiment some years ago, and I actually had it running forever, but I had moved off of that property as a primary living place, so I couldn't maintain it, so I tore it down. I had 6 30-watt panels. I had them seriesed into a charge controller, just a simple one, and I built a shelf to get the batteries off of the ground, and I had 16 car batteries that all seriesed into one converter. And I would use that to run my TV, it was a TV, PlayStation, internet, and a fan whenever the hurricanes would come through and take out the power. And I lived far enough out that we would be like the last ones to have our power turned back on. So I did that. It does work, but there are some shortfalls. First of all, there are some people out there that understand the real science behind batteries, and they will scream up and down about, no, the discharge rate is too high. Ah. Yeah, well, I'm here to tell you running a 12-volt system on it will be just fine. The other problem is that a regular car battery is designed to be very high amp. So if you don't have a good inverter, then you could have a problem. So don't skip on the inverter. The batteries, those car batteries have less charging cycles than what they would call a shore battery, an RV battery, something that's normally either 12 or 24 volt, that is designed to do this particular task instead of a car battery. And that can cause problems. Eventually the batteries will die much sooner than an actual land battery. Ow. So if you want to do that in a pinch, it does work. Just make sure that all your batteries are the same type of battery, not the same brand name, but the same type of battery. But in the end, what I learned was, instead, I could have got the same amount of power out of 6 non-car batteries than I did out of the 12. Yeah, 12. What did I say? 12 car batteries, and they would have lasted much longer. So do that. And then the other thing too is to have a 12-volt system that you can run off of those batteries, instead of being focused on inverters that push it up to 120 volts. Have systems that run on 12 volts only, and that'll make your batteries last forever, and your charge rates will be much shorter to recharge the full capacity, instead of burning them down like the 120 volt system with an inverter will do. How about a forklift type battery? I'm not familiar with forklift batteries. What I would tell you is that there are batteries that are shore batteries, and there are batteries that are the kind that you put in a car. And the big difference is that one is designed to have a high amp output, and so that it can turn the engine. Well, you don't need that, and so those batteries will burn themselves out faster than a shore battery, and that shore battery is going to have that slow burn of constant power, and they're easier to recharge too. So pretty much anything that's designed to start an engine, probably not a good idea, but anything that's designed to run an electrical engine might work. I would do more research on it, is what I would do. Man, I really feel like I should be there by now, but this GPS is not letting me do that. Let's see. Thank you, Levi. I appreciate it. All right, I do not see any other questions in the chat. I guess I'm going to continue to go straight towards Statesville. Man, I wonder. I don't know. This may be my longest live stream ever. Kind of weird. Definitely going to be maxing out that free storage space on YouTube. And that's a state trooper. Snuck up behind me, and now he's off. He's like, no, that guy's going the speed limit. I don't want nothing to do with him. Yeah, that's completely unmarked. You got to like look through the car to see the cage. He's got a couple fancy antennas on the roof that aren't ginormous. All right, if you want the live stream to continue, I need you guys to pop something in the comments. If not, we shall cease. We're coming up on 3 hours in 30 seconds. We'll be at the 3-hour mark. I don't know if we'll hit a rubber band or not. We'll find out in a minute. If you don't know what that is, that's where YouTube will snap your video from one live stream to the next. Let's see here. PrepStock site bound. Yes, that is me. And saw something here. Hicktown Honey. External security besides pew pews, please. External security. Well, you know, you have your passive and you have your active measures for security. Passive measures are actually simple. One, don't look like you live in Fort Knox unless you have the people to guard it, which is few and far between. I don't know what the speed limit on this road is, but everybody's going uber fast, so I'm going to say it's 70. We're going to lock in at that speed. No, it's not. Wow, people are really speeding. This must be one of those places where nobody cares about the speed limit because the state trooper is moving ahead, there's a giant gap, and those other cars are following behind. So, other passive measures. Motion activated lights for security, that's always a plus. Ring doorbells, those are a plus. And I will tell you guys, do not skimp on this. There's some newer companies out there that are doing the Ring doorbell thing. I've got one, and it is not that great. It is not that great. In fact, they've got it so that when we first bought it and started using it, it was recording, you know, like a little snippet video before, you know, if you didn't go live, you would know somebody was there, and it was recording a video of who was at your door. It has stopped doing that. It now just says someone's at your door, and it makes a noise on your phone, and then you go to it, it's like it's not recording a video because you don't have a plan with them. So we got duped on that one. Ooh, they're way too close, little car. Basically anything that is security-wise, as far as cameras, sensors, you know, you can just buy. Now, honestly, there's a lot of things that you can save money on. The motion-activated lights really do the job. Putting them in places, and if they're solar-powered, it's even better. If you don't have that option, then batteries. But you know, I don't recommend that because you get enough activity out there that you didn't expect. You're going to burn those batteries out in one day. But I do a lot of solar-powered activated lights. They're really cheap on Amazon, or just passive lights that you can use on your house. Solar-powered, like a lot of people are putting solar-powered lights. What is it? It's like the kind you would line like a credenza with or something. So they're ambiance lights. Some people are doing that now, putting those lights in places where they're constantly on, but they're not so bright that they're keeping your kids up through their windows, that kind of thing. And then other things you can do too is put shrubs. You know, obviously, if you have shrubs in front of your windows, those shrubs should be cut back so you can still see in and out. Whatchamacallit, a lot of people will put a specific, I can't remember the type of plant it is. There's a couple of them actually. They grow into very pointy shrubs, and they're very difficult. They're uncomfortable to be on or near. And if you put any weight on them, they actually break. So people are going to basically get like stuck with all these little pointy things. Some people actually grow giant rose bushes in front of their windows. So those are options that you can do. There's a myriad of different things. And then active measures. You know, you're talking about full-time security cameras. I think Walmart has a full-time security system for like $289 that has like 6 cameras on it and a way to watch it on a screen and record what's happening. But I think that kind of goes back to the whole Ring thing. You know, they have security systems that you can buy and have access to 24/7 through your phone. So that's always a good thing. And then, you know, there are other things, but I think those are the important things. You know, you don't make your house look like a fortress unless you have the people to guard it. Because once you do that, if something goes down, people eventually will be like, hey, well, that's a fortress, and you know they've got food in there. They'll do everything in their power to get through whatever measures you put down to get to your food. All right, I'm going to glance at the chat real quick. 3 days and 3 dogs and a bunch of gynofowl. I don't know what that is. Oh, guinea fowl. Yeah, guineas are tough little birds, and they're noisemakers, but they're a pain in the ass. They get into everything. And if you do have dogs, hey, that's great. They're either noisemakers or killers. Decide. You know, that is a huge deterrent. And, you know, they do actually make motion-activated dog emulators. Window, and if anything moves on the other side of the window, it'll start to make a dog barking noise, and that will alert you to something going down, as well as try to scare the bad guy off. And if you have other dogs, it's probably going to get their attention. They're probably going to go nuts, and that'll probably make you want to turn lights on even faster. Now, if you're talking about security within the home, you know, as you know, we've talked about this before. I always tell people to go and buy, you know, whether you're a man or woman, large or small, I always tell people to go buy a children's T-ball bat. I think the 15-incher one is the one that works best for me. Cover that sucker with a sock and a rubber band, and don't be afraid to swing it, because a full-size baseball bat in your hallway is not really going to work. They're also really easy to swing, and they will do some damage. So I always tell people to do that, and that's in the no pew-pew realm. You know, if you start talking about like bats with nails in it and stuff like that, if you have to use that to defend your home in an environment where it's not SHTF, you're probably going to jail. You're probably going to go to jail. You know, that's right up there with you know, creating punchy pits and boards with nails and stuff like that. You know, it's all situational. If it's SHTF, it's game on. You know, but if you know, if you're just talking about your day-to-day, and oh, by the way, a burglar decides to, you know, walk through your yard in the middle of the night and steps on one of your traps, you're probably going to jail. At the minimum, you're going to be standing in front of a judge, and you're probably not going to be having fun. Let's see. Crabapple trees make a pretty good perimeter, attract deer, but thorns to deter people. Yeah, exactly. Where are we at here, Princess? I can't really read all those paragraphs. I'm a little busy right now. If we stick to blurbs for questions, or not comments, but questions or subjects, we're going to be much better off, guys. We're going to be much better off. Sky Tacos. What is this? It's raining tacos from Out of the Sky Tacos. Legend. Come on. Listen. You're a cute little troll, but you're going to be bye-bye if you keep it up. And